Uh, yeah, man, it's the Fat Mac.
Dudes go crazy.
But act like you know it, nigga. You hear me? Cause everything going. Oh, God. I'm a down south nigga, put that yak in my sweet tea. Bad bitches doing brunch off emotions, they can she a angel from her looks, but a demon in the sheets. Her boyfriend always bugging on my pee, I let her pee. I'm a down south nigga, put that yak in my sweet tea. Bad bitches doing brunch off emotions, they can she a angel from her looks, but a demon in the sheets. Her boyfriend always bugging on my pee, I let her pee. Sunroof in the back, call me fat, don't forget the Mac. Only about 6 feet, but when I step, know I step like Shaq. Ain't for none of that, never slack, keep that rat-a-tat. Baby got them pants on, bustin', you can see a crack. She fine and she my kind. Glock 9 stuffed in a panty line. When you need me, baby, I'm outside. And she know she gotta match my vibe. She gon' go and run her office, then come thuggin'. Why I dressed her in that Gucci, that my real G queen. Threesomes up in my jacuzzi, it's a beautiful scene. If you ever had a bad bitch, you know what I mean. Hey, penny round.
That boy said, you know what I mean.
Nah, brother, you better define what you mean in this scene, brother. Ain't none of that inferring or nothing, brother. You must mean what you say and say what you mean in this climate, my guy.
Message. How you doing, my boy? How you doing?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 154 of the Splashcast, the pregame. Y'all know what it is. This is our splashes of the week, our trending topics. Got a few things we're gonna talk about. Man, I'm feeling good, man. How about yourself?
I'm feeling pretty good. The weather is nice. The vibes are immaculate. Ready to pod.
We don't really have a whole lot to talk about.
ESPN been wilding today.
Well, yeah, they lost their mind. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing. So they had to create something. And boy, did they create it.
Did they, boy? Let me tell you.
They created it, but we'll get to that in our basketball segment. So with the pregame, man, y'all know we like to discuss uplifting stories, funny stories. Normally, a lot of the funny stuff comes with violence, and then also some of the things that we need to know. So
violence is not the answer. Let me tell you that.
It might have been at one point, but if you got one move and they figure that out, it's a wrap.
Then you ain't got. Then you don't have a move no more.
It's a wrap.
It's zero.
But before we get started, y'all can always remember to like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, like the videos, hit the bell. Y'all know we got a lot of stuff coming.
Like the post, tell your grandmama about the podcast, tell your cousin that you need to call anyway, tell him about the podcast. And listen to the playlist too, all of that, man. We here to support you.
Yes, sir. So let's get into it. So hey, baseball news. I'll read it first before we get into the discussion because the timing is interesting. The Major League Baseball has changed its records and are now allowing newly integrated stats based on data from the Negro Leagues. As of last Wednesday, Josh Gibson will replace Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth atop multiple leaderboards, as well as other Negro League players will be in there as well. The revised records, even certified as official, will not sway everyone. Of course, there has been backlash. So, first off, before we move on, let's go ahead and get a round of applause for that, because the fact that they got a whole lot of Negro League baseball players recognition that been deserved it. Ooh, that's bad grammar. That have deserved it and needed that recognition is fantastic.
Yeah, grandma tapped him on the shoulder. Hey, baby, you should get that right.
So first of all, shout out to Josh Gibson, who probably is the most, I wouldn't say the most known, but in terms of knowing about talent and being robbed because of the time and the color of his skin, possibly being one of the greatest hitters and or baseball players of all time. Yeah, it was good. Appreciate that. Of all time, definitely deserves some credit.
Yeah, I'm first. All right, I'll be real here. I gotta get into it first. You knew as soon as I saw this, the first place, and I'm not a person who ventures to this place very often, but I've started to learn the internet, and sometimes I have to do a better job about being active participant on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
The racist was out, and I'm talking about the racist came right on out very fast under every one of these posts. Angry, racist, and disrespectful, and uncommon speeds. And I was like, boy, y'all just gonna say all of this out loud like this? And they did.
When have they never ever not said it out loud though?
I mean, you're right. I wasn't super surprised by that. It was what it was. But boy, y'all don't care about any of that. Y'all just gonna say whatever y'all want to, wherever y'all want to, and it gives you a safe place to do that. That's what's up.
All the follows. Yeah, we're getting a bunch of follows.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
but hold on. I said all of that to say it did bring the races out, but the overarching thing that matters the most is we are finally recognizing these people as they should. It makes me feel really good to see a lot of people who I grew up. This is something that, education starts at home. My parents taught me a lot about a lot of these people. Not any classroom I've ever been in. But at the same time, I'm happy that there's actually, they're going back and doing this. And one of the guys was like, this isn't like a different league per se. This is the equivalent of the American League, the National League, and the Negro League. This isn't a different sport or anything like that. And once you think about it in that context, essentially that's what it was. They just weren't allowed to play in the white league.
Every Hall of Fame baseball player from 1940-ish to 1960, late 60s, that was black played in the Negro Leagues. Willie Mays, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, just to name a few, right? So, I mean, then you had Satchel Paige, who was pitching until he was 60, yep, throw and striking people out. Didn't get into the major leagues, so he was in his 40s and still struck people out. Willie Mays, arguably the greatest baseball player of all time, at least of his generation, said Satchel Paige was the best pitcher he had ever seen in his life. So for the racists to come out and get all upset, and I actually went through some of the comments. They didn't actually talk about the talent. They couldn't say anything about the talent. They didn't say anything like they weren't deserving. They didn't say, they was like, well, so are we going to change the records for everybody? No, are we going to change the records for everybody? So now does that mean that whatever stupid record that's not part of baseball, we should bring back Pete Rose and all that? I was like, Pete Rose cheated. Like that's he bet on the game.
That's a false equivalency, number one. And the other one I heard was this Japanese baseball league. No. That's not American baseball in America. These were Negro League players in America who are not allowed to play. There's a big difference here.
And y'all claiming Babe Ruth now. I bring this up every time we talk about old folks in baseball. Babe Ruth might not be with y'all. Babe Ruth.
Oh, he ain't the only one. What's the other one? The dude from Mexico.
That's you set me up for that one, but I don't know.
No, hold on. Oh, Ted Williams.
Oh yeah. Ted Williams, Babe Ruth.
Y'all trying to claim Big T for forever. Big T is not on y'all team. Let me tell y'all. Nope. And y'all other Big T lost. So yeah, hold that hell. Ooh, I've been waiting. You know what me and you talked about. I've been waiting on somebody to say that. So
Lord.
Come on now.
Oh Lord. But shout out to the Negro Leagues, man. They definitely deserved it. I'm so happy that Josh Gibson gets all the due in the world. Unlike you, I actually grew up watching all of the black baseball stuff in school. That's something that was kind of part of our curriculum. So like we knew about Josh Gibson.
Curriculum. Black people? No. I was gonna say, because I couldn't remember for the life of me. Excellent Negro League baseball movie, Soul of the Game, with Delroy Lindo. It chronicles Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson specifically. It's just an excellent movie. It's one of those movies that I've always kind of thought back on. It's been a big part of my life. Excellent movie. And now I kind of want to see where I can watch it.
Oh, you probably could find it somewhere. But again, shout out to the Negro Leagues finally getting some of their just due. Shout out to baseball, doing the right thing. Shout out to baseball.
More black baseball.
You got to bring that back. We also have in black baseball, we have the first black head coach in women's softball college World Series. Marissa Young, Duke's softball's head coach, is the first black head coach to appear at the Women's College World Series, leading the Duke Blue Devils into the World Series as their first black coach in history. She is the first coach in Blue Devils softball history. She was named head coach when the program started in 2015. In her 6 years at Duke, she's put together a 213-97 record and led the Blue Devils to multiple ACC championships. She's a former All-American pitcher at Michigan. And they will face, of course, they face three-time reigning champion Oklahoma Sooners. But before they get there, shout out to
them Sooners are good. The Sooners are good, but we all Duke Blue Devils today. How about that?
Shout out to them for making that appearance. Shout out to Miss Marissa Young.
Yeah, this is one super exciting for me. Yeah, I'm rooting for Duke. I don't think I've ever thought that I would say that, but yeah, go Blue Devils.
Yeah, go Duke. So we're always rooting for everybody. What do we say?
Don't. Hey, we root for everybody black, right? Hey, we're going for the blacks.
Oh man,
you got me saying it now.
Yeah, a bunch of followers today. Also, the story of the Birmingham Southern baseball team is one that is movie worthy, Netflix worthy to say the least. So the Birmingham Southern College, after 168 years, is shutting down due to financial instability. The BSC baseball team, backed by a $100,000 GoFundMe, begins play in the D3 College World Series, which was 2 days ago, for a school that doesn't exist anymore. In one of the more bizarre stories ever.
Yeah, your
say
baseball
it,
team.
say it. It's right there. The layup is right there.
Yeah. The baseball team existing longer than the actual school is wild. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm happy for you guys. Unfortunately, they ended up losing, I think, on a walk-off home run over the weekend. But them HBCUs want that school.
Yeah, that's not what I was gonna say.
They want it.
If I am the administration and I actually care about this school, and I've been begging you mofos for money, and y'all can
I'm begging.
And y'all can get $100K in a week for the baseball team, and our school is in. Hey, you don't get in financial instability in a couple months. That's years that I've been begging for money. I'm holding y'all accountable the same way we hold HBCUs accountable. Now, the silver lining is, hey, you may be absorbed. You may be absorbed by one of them HBCUs.
You might get old Polytechnic. You remember when
it became Kennesaw State. Yeah, go. We're gonna get you. Alabama gonna become a system. Alabama State or Alabama A&M gonna be a system.
Black school and college. That's what that is.
BSC, black school and college. So look, man, we hope y'all had a wonderful time I hope you know that you will be pledging some type of Divine 9 if you decide to stay at that school any longer. You will be able to transfer your degree to Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Talladega, or wherever else you need to go.
That they are changing the logo to the Black Panthers.
That's not funny.
It ain't funny, but we have to deal with this so much, bro. We gonna laugh today, man.
Yeah, they tried to take all our HBCUs in North Carolina. At least y'all just went out one at a time. They tried to take all of them in North Carolina and make them the University of North Carolina school system.
Scoop. Oh, they're already the Panthers. This is set up. Oh man.
And they black and gold. You know what? We right out there.
You're gonna be mad because you want to know what the name was before it was Birmingham College?
What?
Southern University.
For real?
1856 to 1918. Former names: Southern University.
Ooh, 1856.
Give us that
Southern
on back.
1865.
Come on, and their logo is a Black Panther.
Oh, the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yo, you ain't even got to file, big dog. You ain't got to go out of business. Go ahead and just
money.
transfer. Listen, Birmingham Southern.
Hey.
We have here at the Splash
Dr. Umar, this your school right here.
No, you stay up in Philly. Hey, no. Birmingham Southern College. The Splash Cast has a proposition for you. Let us facilitate the merger. Where you can go be a part of Alabama State is already black and gold. You can be the Alabama State at Birmingham Black Panthers with a white baseball team. Do you know how I'd write the story for that at Southern Netflix like 50 did Diddy? I'd do the same thing.
For Diddy. You got for Diddy.
For Diddy.
Yeah. And I'm keeping BSC and I'm changing it to Black School and College. I'm putting a high school
the Black
on
School
the
and
campus.
College Panthers. The Black Panthers. Yep. Doing it. Stamp. Put that on there. This is going on the Instagram.
I'm gonna tell you. Brief moment of transparency here. When this Splashcast thing take off like I think it is, I'm gonna tell you. Me and Reggie will be buying stuff like this. I want them to do nothing. Oh man. And we wouldn't do nothing but make Mike Professor Xavier over there.
What? Oh man. We wouldn't
Come on,
nothing.
G. Come on down to my school now, Black School and College.
All right.
We had to get him a little scooter or something. Because you No, he would be the perfect black Mr. Professor Xavier. Man, yeah.
Oh, worthy. So, but again, that was a great story. I would love for it to get bought up by a black college and then go to Netflix afterwards. Where are they now? That would be great.
Yeah. Boy, hey, you better not let what's the dude who made the fake college football team?
Bishop Sycamore? I get him right there.
BS. He too close. Bishop Sycamore too close to Birmingham Southern.
Y'all say what y'all want about that man. I bet you they wouldn't be in no financial distress. They wouldn't be in no financial distress if he was there. They'd be done stole the chicken from Walmart.
And
they too close to Mississippi. You can go get the Brett Favre to forward some stuff up.
Bishop Sycamore had about 3 or 4 guys who hit the college. Now he might have ruined your transcript in the process. You may never be eligible to win anything from the Home Shopping Network.
You can go play at BSC though. Come on down to Black School and College. Come on, come play there.
Yo, we need that. We need that for us. We need to get one back.
Man, that would be great.
The Black elite have to get together. We got to steal one back. They done took and you talking about North Carolina. They tried to end the HBCUs in Mississippi. They need to get their little money together and be like, no, we'll take that one.
They went through.
This is like Monopoly, bro. Give me Marvin Gardens right now. I want it.
we already expanded to the West Coast. You see, they already opened up that one over there. So we back.
And we
moving on.
No HBU segment. We just made one right there. Yep. We got that happen.
Moving on, man. Shout out to Simone Biles. Simone Biles records her record-extending 9th all-around national title as U.S. gymnastics champion. She did it last Sunday ahead of the next month's Paris Olympics. The 4-time Olympic gold medalist came into the second day of the senior women's all-around competition in first place and kept and held on to it. I believe she is going to going to compete in Paris for the Olympics. I believe this is going to be her last one, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what she said.
I mean, what else? 9 in a row? Yeah, like that to me is the thing. Is the queen continues to reign, number one. And I hate to say this, but this is it's tough to find somebody who's had a better run than her in sports ever. She's like in the Serena category.
I about to say Serena.
Like,
Tom Brady.
For instance, Steph, you don't have a run like this. LeBron, you don't have a run like
Jordan.
this.
Jordan's the only one that I can think of.
Serena, Tiger, Simone,
Jordan,
Floyd,
Brady,
Jordan. Yeah,
Brady.
Yes.
Yeah. 7 and 13 or whatever it was. That's crazy. But yeah, and the fact that she's winning and keeps winning in a sport where
she's happily married, so she beat Tom. Was that? I wouldn't invite him to the roast, man. If I've been a Tom Brady supporter through the most difficult of times. If I can't get one shot in there, then are we really not real friends?
It is what it is. But shout out to Simone, man. She again, man, kudos to her. Let's move to I guess we can move on to speaking of shots. Your man Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was ready. First off, the reason we're showing this before is not because of the fit, not because he was confident, it's because of the caption. The caption of this says "Wild bangs and coming in just a few hours." That is crazy.
No, I actually was talking about the fit and the way he looks. First of all, he looked like DC Old Fly. Why anytime that your jacket, your pants, and your shirt all have the same print on them, you wrong. Why does he look so skinny when he's about to fight a man who's 270 pounds?
85.
Everything about this says, nope, you probably should not do it. This is not what I think a heavyweight fighter should be looking like, going into a fight. Everything about this says there. First of all, where is everybody at? It looked like it's a cameraman and a cheese plate. You don't look ready to fight. You look like you're ready to hit Dre's in Las Vegas, maybe, and make some poor life decisions. Speaking of, you did make poor life decisions. But overall, this is just the fit was bad, and it would told me everything I should have known about the fight. They should let me see this first.
So the thing about this fight is I went back and was listening to Deontay Wilder and his rhetoric walking up to the fight. Prime Wilder used to be yelling, screaming, I'm going to do this. Extremely, extremely confident. Wilder said in one of the lines that lasted to me was, yeah, if this one doesn't work out, this is probably it. Sound like you was defeated before you even got there. Like you sounded like it was over before you even got there. And I think Wilder, well, we don't have to think. I think Wilder knew it was over with. Him fighting somebody he already fought somebody that was 70 pounds heavier than him before, and it didn't work out. He got beat by Fury, and all he did was just lay on him, basically. So it was going to be difficult for this to happen, and I saw some of them videos, them training videos he was doing.
It's just spinning around. That's what got him whooped. Hey, you better keep your eye on the man with the 2 fists punching you. First of all, this dude the dude he fighting looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yep, mixed with Shrek.
And
Shrek if we play Mortal Kombat.
Shrek and Goro.
Yeah,
That's what he looked like.
that's what he looked like. He looked like
and I bet
Goro.
he looked like he had 4 arms too, the way he's pummeling you. But for me, I was actually gonna say, man, I hope he's rich enough to retire. He got a family, man. Enjoy your time with your family. You had a good run, man. You came from kind of out of the blue. You had a successful run. You've made your imprint on boxing, and I hope you made enough money that you can just live your life. You know, you win some, you lose some. But
at
yeah,
least
man,
he does
it's
have the
more to life
self-awareness to
than money.
know. He has the self-awareness to know that I need to get out. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't need to keep fighting to have damage or anything like that because he is a knockout artist. He's not really ever been known as a boxer. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. I mean that in the manner of he's not going to sit there and outskill you in the ring. He's going to catch you, and he's his fists were so fast and so heavy that all he needs to do is just hit you with the jab and you stunned. And then I'm going to come back with the right cross, and that normally put people out. So when you have those two bombs just waiting to, I mean, well, I don't really need to learn nothing. Now, it came back to bite him. It's like the person that can only dunk. After a while, somebody either catch up with you or your knees don't work and stuff.
They'll call you Stroll Mile Swift.
So I am glad that if he is going to lose, and I hope that he does bow out gracefully, just so he doesn't get any more damage. Because we don't like to see our people fall.
No, at the end of the day, man, he gave us a lot of fantastic. I mean, he gave us. Him and Fury put on a show for us. That was greatly appreciated, man. They say he's made anywhere from $50 to $70 million.
Then he should have made more than that. He should have made more than that. He should have made that on the Fury fights alone.
I see 46.5 on the low end. They say he got 25 million off the second Fury fight.
Right. So that means he made 20 million for every other fight.
Yeah, they say he made like 70, which I mean 70 million to fight a few, Now you fought against some monsters. I ain't gonna lie to you. You was taking fights against large humans, but more than anything.
Yeah. But we never got Wilder Joshua. That was the fight that everybody wanted to see. It seemed like it could never materialize. They always we definitely not getting it now. But it seemed like it never really materialized. So unfortunately we won't get that. But hey man, it's somebody else's time now. It is what it is.
Yeah. And we will all look back on the Wilder time and say, man, he was fun to watch.
Will we? I guess. Yeah, we will. We'll be a nice friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. To this day. He got one of the most iconic lines in sports.
That ain't in the boxing ring. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the pregame. Y'all know what it is. Remember, like, follow,
Reggie's
subscribe.
Just gonna step all over the man. $70 million
career. Follow and subscribe. We actually are going to take a break about 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back with our episode 154. No HBCU segment this week. We will be doing basketball because there's a lot to talk about in basketball. We have our NBA Finals. Then we got to jump into Caitlin Clark discussion. As well as then we'll get to football as well. So with that being said, y'all stay tuned. We will be
Hey. Ain't no HBCU, so we coming right back drinking. Prepare your hearts, prepare your minds, prepare your souls. Let's do it.
Oh, not the affirmation. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay
absolutely.
Oh Lord. Let's play some Lucky Day then.
Strange, but I'm never complete. weather's below 30, and the hell like a cannon, and it took me a balance. It's a challenge, and it come with the damage. As sweet as a gummy, but I feel like a dummy. It's not how I planned it, but I'ma be handy. Not used to the weather's below 30, and the hell like a cannon, and it took me a balance. It's a challenge, and it come with the damage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So cold, I don't know the meaning, but I know what it could be. Yeah, like a whisper when I hear you talk. When it's cold out.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 154 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. Please go back and listen to the pregame. We had a lot of fun with that, and we are now taking applications for Black School and College. That's the inside joke.
Black school. The school that is
Yeah.
black. Listen, it'll be located in Birmingham. Not to be confused with Bishop Sycamore or Birmingham Southern, RIP. With that being said, man, we are here. Y'all know what it is. We normally do our HBCU news around the culture, followed by our basketball news around the league and football news around the league as needed. We are actually in what you call go outside weather. Go outside time of the year. This is spend some time with your family. Find your little summer drink. Topo Chico has been introduced to my household and has a stranglehold on us now.
Get the lime. Get the lime.
Yeah, we got it. We got it all. We got all the Topo Chicos over here. Spend some time with your family. Go on a picnic because listen, once the finals are over, we are in baseball. Baseball. That's what season we're in. Baseball. So, with that being said, man, we're gonna jump straight to our basketball segment, and I guess we'll make it nervous, make it awkward. We got to talk about it. She is the talk of basketball, not women's basketball, not college basketball, not NBA, not Western Conference, not Eastern Conference, not even the finals. And we're seeing one of the greatest playoff performances by a backcourt in the history of the NBA, and they are playing second fiddle to Ms. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are box office lightning rod. Inject this into the veins of the WNBA.
This team is 2-9. Headlining. Sidebar, before we get there, the Washington Mystics are 0-8. What happened to the DMV? You got the Wizards and the Mystics, and the only magic that's happening is in Orlando. Boy, let me tell you.
On all sports, you got the Commanders, you got the Nationals, the nasty Nationals.
Not called the Nasters. The Washington Nasters. Oh my God, man!
The Capitals in the didn't they just get eliminated?
Yeah.
It's rough up there, DC. Y'all better go to a festival. There ain't no sports to go to. Ain't nothing going on up there, boy.
Yo.
Hey, HBCUs, you know we with y'all. I'd already started drinking, so the jokes coming. Morgan State, Howard, y'all better have the greatest football tailgate experience of all time because ain't nowhere else to go
y'all need
in
to
DC.
Be trying to have HBCU night every day. Hey, y'all want to get on the floor and step? What else y'all want to do? Y'all need to be trying to have HBCU admissions. See if y'all can sign some people up to go to college. Y'all, you know how tough it is to sell groups to the old 8 Washington Mystics?
Bro, I know how tough it is. We showed you. They selling brunch. They selling brunch with the tickets.
Oh, you're right.
Because they 0-8.
I will go for the brunch.
You ain't gonna
all
be
you
watching
can eat,
basketball. I
crab
get out there,
legs,
see
lobsters. They give you a little medicinal
mambo
wing
sauce with
roll,
some wings. Yeah, get you a little medicinal.
mimosas.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Hennessy.
See, and then you go out there try to dunk the ball like J. Cole at the All-Star game, just drunk.
They let you get on the floor and play against the girls for a quarter. If you paid your money, like at this point,
It's bad. But let's get
DC.
back to the story. Caitlin Clark, the lightning rod that she is.
they
I kind
call
of
it
broke
lightning
this
rod the way she
discussion.
keep getting struck.
I kind of broke this down into like, so it's interesting because she is from, I don't know where she's from. I'm assuming she's from Iowa. I don't know why you would go to Iowa if you're not from Iowa. So I'm going to assume that she's from Iowa or somewhere in the surrounding area.
Don't worry, while you continue to talk, I will figure out where
and-
she's from.
She is one of those people. She's like,
Des Moines, Iowa, correct.
she told you. You don't mind, just
From
go
the
there for
mean
fun.
streets of Des Moines.
But like, she's not interested in anything else other than basketball. She has the hype of LeBron with the game of Curry and the mentality of Durant. Like, all of that is in one. So she doesn't like talking to the media. She doesn't like getting dressed up. And one thing about the WNBA, even more so than the NBA, or I won't say more so, is starting to become like the NBA in terms of branding. You kind of have to, like, fashion get to. She arrived. I'm trying
She
not to
put
be
their
mean.
pajamas on so she get beat to sleep. That's what's gonna happen.
She came out there. Now, if you remember, her draft day outfit
Bruh.
was atrocious. And this looks like something Kyle Kuzma. And she has the fashion sense
Hey.
of Kyle Kuzma.
And I want to make sure y'all know me and Reggie are equal opportunity shooters. Kyle Kuzma came near that big dumbass sweater on. We made jokes. Caitlin Clark, you can get it too. Anybody can get it over here, bro. We ain't playing with y'all. And I know about this fit because it came out of Macy's. Your grandma used to buy you these pajamas. I've never worn a pajama top and bottom, but my grandma would buy it for me. This is 10 types of terrible, and I'll be very honest. She looks uncomfortable.
She doesn't
look like-
she would rather be in sweatpants and a hoodie like KD
Yeah,
was
be yourself,
like KD.
man.
What'd you say? KD was shooting in the club.
Yeah. We're gonna get to that.
So like she'd be more comfortable with that, but she's thrust into the spotlight of being the savior of the WNBA. Whether you like her or not, whatever you're saying, all that other stuff, and we'll get to what Angel Reese said, it's all cool. It is because everybody else in the whole thing, but you are not being called the savior. She is being portrayed
Yeah.
by media entities and the money as being the savior of the WNBA, and all she want to do is go hoop.
She's kind of getting the Wembanyama treatment, where everything is focused on her. She just happens not to be 8 feet tall and can do everything on day one.
And Wembanyama don't have to save the league.
Yes, but that part, the league savior. Women who are clearly letting you know this league is alive and well without you,
And
when you
they
get
are
here,
fools. They are. If you making 68,000, this is not alive and well. That don't even
Yeah,
come.
but
They had y'all flying
I
standby.
understand that, but they're also like, "Hey man, we ain't no chumps over here, big dog."
There's
Ain't
two
none
different
of us
statements. Two different statements. Two different. You can say you can prove everything on the court. I'm cool with. You wanna do all that talking? Now we'll get to you, Chinity Clark. Talking about what can you do
Yeah.
all three? She better than you at everything. Everything.
Okay, that's tricky. Well, let's talk. Let's talk.
So she's already the headliner. I mean, now not even just the headliner. She is the WNBA is being focused and being built. Like the NBA, they have been screaming for the NBA to invest in the WNBA and put in as much marketing that they do for the NBA that they have for the WNBA. No matter the money that comes out of it, whatever. Fair. That's what you wanted. What comes with that is all of us. Everybody. Everybody. And opinions and ain't nothing
bad
else to talk
opinions
about.
from misinformed people. At least me and Reggie have spent a lot of time over the last years really since we've been pod, we've always made sure to incorporate the women into our into the talk because they've always been entertaining. Y'all know how I feel about college basketball. I don't care if men ever play college basketball again. The women is where it's at, and I'm happy that the women's college basketball has continued to be successful for so many years now that the notoriety is going over into the WNBA. So, number one, you just have a lot of people who are very misinformed talking. And then you also have a lot of attention. Those two things make things very difficult for her right now. But let's you want to start with let's start with the Kennedy Clark conversation.
Yeah, so let's so now not only was she thrust into the spotlight, she's the headliner. And I said, like we said, everybody's talking to her. One thing was Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt had a little bit of a back and forth today when discussing the whole Caitlin Clark thing. And of course, the backdrop is the whole Caitlin Clark discussion is they are picking on her, for lack of a better term. They're picking on her, and whether you feel like they are or not, that's what the discussion is. Are they picking on her just because of who she is? Are they playing dirty against her? And in this point, they were talking about it, and Monica McNutt and Stephen A. got into it, and Stephen A. said something about, oh, we could talk about it without having to worry about this, that, or the third. Monica McNutt said, well, welcome to being a black woman in America. He said, well, what about being a black man? I was like, that's where you fucked up. You should have just let it rock when she said, welcome to being a black woman. Don't try to trivialize Stephen A.
She didn't say, well, she didn't. She said, welcome to being a woman. Then he said, yes. Because she didn't play the black card until he played it. But you have to understand, bro, like, it's like space, bro. You can count the cards now. You know, if she played a woman card, when you play the black man, you play the black card, she gonna be like, well, here go the big joker. I'm black and I'm a woman. No, I have to be the most careful.
You talking about women's sports. Why would you talk about being a black man when discussing women's sports? We ain't even got to talk about all the big. We ain't got to talk. I like that. You are right. You are correct, bro. We talking about the WNBA.
Time out. Stephen A. Smith, married or not married?
Not married. Oh yeah, well.
Reggie Davis, married or not married?
Married.
Okay, sometimes you learn. I got to digress. I'm not finna decide. This was a stupid L to take, and then the way that she kind of closed him out so perfectly by letting him know, yeah, respectfully, you do a pretty good job of this, but you could have been doing this a long time ago, and she's right.
Yeah, I think we got the audio right here. I think,
and I'm telling you, if you could just look at the still in his face, she closed him out. And she closed him out so good, he couldn't even say anything. And I'm going to go ahead and say this because I don't want to forget it. Stephen A. Smith, do not be a chump about this.
No.
Do not take your ball and go home. Do not get sensitive. Do not use your power to get that lady fired. If anybody should be able to acknowledge what it feels like to be a minority and to not always be heard, it should be you. So she said that you should be able to take that, internalize that, and learn from it. Do not act like no sucker, man. Because you know how you can feel it. You can feel he was embarrassed in front of the world. Yeah. And typically people will take that out on the person who embarrassed them, even though they could be very well right.
Yeah, let's see if we can play it. Oh, unmute. Sorry. There we go.
Great potential. And because we bring that up and talk about what potentially might get in their way, which we do to men all the time, now we got to sit up here and watch every syllable. I resent that, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, so let me. I know we got to go to break. Welcome to the world of being a woman, Stephen A., and how you have to dance about your word choice and you have to please everybody and anybody as you navigate your being. We are talking about the world's greatest.
How about being a black man?
You lost. You lost. You lost. Did you not know? See, my thing is, you're talking to a black woman, bro. How did you think she
Women's
don't know about
sport-
that?
in women's sports, bro. You weren't gonna win this at all. There was nothing to win about you. We'll let it play. We're gonna let it play.
You Big W award, because boy, you have run away with it. See,
I'm gonna have to
when
make
you
a bet for
have
that.
conversations with humans, do you not ever consider what their immediate retort is going to be? Because if you do, then it should be very obvious. As soon as she played the woman card and you played the black card, you knew she had that big joker waiting. As soon you threw
Well,
that
we
out
ain't-
there, yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get to it. Hold on.
But
Okay,
being black.
hold on 1 second.
Have you?
So this is what I'm saying
Shannon,
to y'all,
get out
and
of
I know
there.
we got to go to break, and we didn't necessarily go there. Maybe we should. There are so many layers in this conversation around the way that it's being discussed. When you no, and yes, Shannon, I know y'all are gonna say and Stephen A, I know you're gonna you just shared that you have talked about the WNBA on your program too. You guys may not have said everybody, but the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to
We're talking about them.
It's the next clip.
league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations. Kennedy Carter's behavior is not indicative of the entire league. We are still talking about competition where you are allowed to get a little extra elbow in if you are competing and you do it within the parameters of the game. The game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
All right.
Who talks about the
Let's
Who
go to
talks
break.
about the WNBA? Who episodes of First Take? You missed a
Okay.
lot.
Stephen A,
Guys.
3 years
I'll
ago,
leave
you
it
would
at
not
that.
talk about the
Go
W
ahead,
at this
Molly.
level. Don't do that.
Guys,
Come on now.
guys.
Nobody was, Monica.
Who talks
missed it.
about
I'ma run it back.
Who
I'ma
talks
run it
about
back.
women's
I'ma run it
sports more than First Take?
Stephen A, respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Whoop! Whoop! Whoop!
Message. Boy, you are a cut ass. I hate to say it. She took that belt out and cut your ass off for a minute.
I don't know if y'all can see his face right there, but that's the face of somebody that didn't see that.
I bet you wonder how I got here.
I bet you that's the podcast cover right there. These two should be the cover. That
Oh,
should
my
be
God.
it right there.
Hey, Shannon, get out of there.
Let me
Get
tell y'all
outta
something.
there. Hey,
Shannon-
Reggie, you know what I would have done.
J. Cole it up. J. Cole it up. Shannon Sharp, out of this whole back and forth, Shannon Sharp was the smartest man ever. He said, "What about black men?" She said, "Hold up." He said, "Yes, ma'am." And he ain't say a word after that. Shannon ain't say no word. He sat up there. And
Shut the fuck up. I'm done. You know what? You got a lot of good points. I see where you're coming from. Those are the type of responses that you should have had on hand.
Shannon,
Instead,
let me tell y'all.
you lost.
Shannon answered a whole lot of questions about being silent. Y'all say Shannon don't like black women? Obviously he do, because he understood when the black woman's about to
No,
go
no,
off
no.
to
You
shut
know-
the hell up. You say Shannon always out there is just Stephen A's backup? Nope. He left Stephen A out there to dry. Didn't say a word. Didn't jump in for nothing. Didn't help him at all. Shannon said, "You know what? No, brother. I was with you. Not here though." It was a lot. So
But you also have to remember, Stephen A. Smith is from the Bronx. Shannon Sharp is from a little town in Georgia. Well, I ain't finna get into this. I can't do nothing but lose here. Sometimes got nowhere to hold them, nowhere to fold them.
So what I was saying about this whole Caitlin Clark thing, because we got some other stuff too. Even with the Pat McAfee show, like you had.
Let's not get to Pat McAfee yet. Let's talk about Kennedy and Caitlin. The bump.
Well, hold on. Let's finish with the media first, and then I was gonna, because I got it as like the WNBA is
Okay.
gonna make them earn it.
I'm rocking with
Like,
you.
because
Let's do it.
That's so McAfee for some. Okay, black people, at least we know what not to say. Like we, amongst everybody, we know that we don't operate from a place of privilege. Most of us, 99% of us, just because of the skin and where we are. Pat McAfee referring to Caitlin
situational
Clark.
awareness. I tell y'all about
Yeah.
this every week on the show.
Pat McAfee referring to Caitlin Clark as a white B word on air. Let's listen to it. I think I got it.
Continue to say this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar. Like the media people.
Like this is when you tried to be cool, but when you tried to be cool, it did not come off anywhere near the way that you wanted it to. I understand that Pat McAfee thinks that, you know, he's in the in crowd, but this was a failed attempt at a compliment. And they are gonna fry you. And this is what happens. You got that man fired at ESPN. And as Reggie says, you fly, you over your skis, big brother. And this was the day had already been over. Like at this point, Stephen A. Smith had got his ass cooked. It was no need for you to do this. And somehow you hopped out and said this, which is offensive on every level. And I want to do a little lyrical breakdown here. Well, first of all, white B word. So if this Angel Reese, would you have called her a black B word?
What? No.
So I don't think you would have done that. So white in this case, completely unneeded. I mean, I don't. What did you think you were getting off when you called her a bitch?
So
After you like
him calling her a white bitch, in my opinion, was like singling what?
it's 2024. We can say that on the internet.
Oh, is him single? This is on ESPN. Him singling her out amongst. It's like when if you would go to NBA draft in the 90s and early 2000s, and you had a white first pick, and then everybody else was black, you would call him a white whatever, right? But the thing about this situation is, one, you don't need to be calling her that, but two, she's not. Cameron Brink went 3, like 2 or 3. Like it ain't like she's the only one.
This is
like
not
there's
the
a bunch
NBA.
of good people.
This is not the NBA. This is the WNBA. Like there are plenty of successful white players. They're like this. All of this was unneeded. This is when you have. This is legitimately too much dip on your chip. You didn't need. You could have won the day, Pat McAfee. And
well,
somehow
he treats ESPN like WWE. You know, that's when he really got famous. Afterwards, he had his own. He had his own thing on YouTube, and then he went to WWE, and he was doing all of that stuff. So he treats it like WWE. But in the larger discussion, so we've talked about the limelight, how we're putting a flashlight on her fashion that she really hasn't paid attention to. I mean, her dad still wears team apparel, like to all the games, like in dad jeans. Like we talked about her being a headliner. You got Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt, which I knew was gonna happen. That eventually, because we do it in music too. When we have an underground artist that finally makes it big, and it's like, oh, now y'all like him, but y'all didn't like him before. He's been out for 3, 4, 5 years, and all of that stuff. It's the same thing. And then with Pat McAfee, the ignorance, and then you also have like, we ain't even got to the court. We've talked about the draft, the fashion, getting to the game, and analyzing her. We haven't even talked about her game. And then when you talk about her game, you have players who, at some point, you know, there's still a growth curve. There's still the point of her. Out of all of that pressure, she still has to play against the New York Liberty. Like, and there's only 12 teams. So every team is going to have to play, 11 games in 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Every team's going to have to do that. But they had to do it out gate. When they played the New York Liberty the first time, I want to say the score. New York Liberty was like 2-4. They were like 1-8. So they have to play all of these games. And also there's 2 weeks in between the college finals and the WNBA draft in the month before the first game.
Yeah. There's none of this long period like with the guys who are going to get drafted. You're going to get drafted. You're going to get a month. You're going to go sit in the facility. I'm going to get familiar with the facility. We're going to have a little rookie mini camp to start out with. Then we'll go into real camp. you know, all of that will happen. The women are jettisoned right into, hey, you are a collegiate athlete yesterday, you're a pro today.
Why the pros rest? Why the pros rest?
She's getting treated like a rookie by the pros. It's the same plan they have for LeBron. LeBron just said no. if anytime I think that's the same thing they have for Wembanyama until they stood next to him. Then it was oh no, I don't got an answer for 8 feet tall. That's what happens when you have a person who's highly touted. When you have a person who's sold by everybody, number one, they're trying to ensure themselves as the person who's not the cooked ass. Because I keep telling y'all that. You're right. Right now, she's getting manhandled. No pun intended. But she's going to get her get back. She's going to have her little list, and she's going to make everybody pay. But nobody wants to be that first 50-point night. Nobody want to be the night where she dropped 9 threes on your dome piece. So everybody's trying. You're right. I'm going to do my damnedest. When we played football, you know what it was. You knew who you were playing all week. Oh, he ain't going to cook me. I'm less than Val's son. I don't care what he did to somebody else, not me. And I mean, we saw this happen with LeVar Ball and Lonzo Ball. LeVar talked all that shit, and then immediately everybody was on Lonzo's ass.
Yeah. The difference is this also out of necessity. Patrick Beverly was going to have a roster spot that year, no matter what he did against Lonzo. Lonzo scored 30 or Lonzo scored 5. It didn't matter what Lonzo did. Patrick Beverly was going to have a spot. It's only 12 teams in the WNBA, and it's only 12 players per team. So if she come out there game 2, Cook, we talked about last week. We told y'all that they cutting lottery picks. They cutting the number 5
Aces cut a lottery pick.
Number 5 player they cutting last year from the national champions LSU Tigers. They cut like 3
Indiana
lottery
Fever.
picks.
Y'all
South Carolina.
While y'all playing, y'all should call her and see if she's available.
So I will say Kennedy Clark. Now you also got to understand with the whole Kennedy Clark thing, there was of course Kennedy Carter. I'm sorry, they were getting into it. She hip checked Caitlin. There was no flagrant foul call. It was clearly a foul, at least a foul. But y'all got to realize Caitlin gonna give it back to him too now. She ain't just out there
there
quiet.
was a girl who did a breakdown and showed that the play before she was talking shit and she had kind of threw a light elbow. I hate this. I hate this part where we have to justify women competing like men. We watched Draymond choke Rudy out. Choke him out. We watched Ron Artest elbow James Harden brain out his head. You remember he said, yeah. And James Harden brain just said, boop, 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 boop. And now it's a hip check. And y'all, man, let these women play. And I want to put this into context. Kennedy Carter, 5'9", 143 pounds.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark is 6 feet, right? 6 feet.
Caitlin Clark, 6 feet, 154 pounds. Like, let it happen. Bro, I'm 6 feet. If somebody 5'9" hip check me, okay, bro, fair. I'm going to get you, though. I'm going to fix you before you fix me at 143 if I'm 154 and 6 feet. That's fine. Yeah. Keep on playing.
And I get it. You do that, but now Kennedy, now you saying besides 3-point shooting, what does she bring to the table? Now, ma'am, Caitlin Clark, I think I got this up just to be petty. Caitlin Clark is better than you at everything. Everything.
Yeah, but this lady is the equivalent of Patrick Beverly.
So
she's been on 3 or 4 teams. She's a tough defensive player. Like,
that's Patrick Beverly saying, what does Steph bring to the table? Just shooting.
And you know that's what Patrick Beverly would say. No matter how crazy it is, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give you all I got with what I got. Maybe at the end of the day, the girl 4'5", excuse me, I'm not going to make her 4'9". She 5'9", 143 pounds. She playing with everything she got. You're right. I'm going to make it tough. I'm a little human in the WNBA.
Yeah, I hear you. And I'm telling y'all now, Caitlin, they making you earn it, and that's I don't hate that. I don't hate it,
I
and
love
I
that.
you made a
I
point.
love
You
it.
did make a point about saying we're penalizing women for competing. Not even when you say competing as men, it's really not even competing as men. All it is competing.
No,
it's just competition.
No. Let me be very clear, because I do not want to be Stephen A. Smith anytime soon. What I'm saying is the same space and ability and aggression that we see from the men, we should allow and hope to see from the women. Let them play basketball. We've all played pickup basketball. It gets physical.
So
I remember one.
So
some of us have almost been shot playing pickup basketball. So yeah, let these. Hey,
but as I was saying before, like y'all do realize, I'm gonna say it in the NBA segment too. Y'all creating a monster. She is gonna come out here because she already got. We have seen the struggles. We've seen Angel Reese struggle. We've seen Cameron Brink struggle. We've seen everybody struggle, but. Caitlin's, of course, being number one. She also had a 36-6 and 2 turnover game, and nobody really said anything. They showed it on ESPN because I was like, dang, she had 30. I even put it in the group. I said, hey, she's starting to figure it out. She got 36-6. They lost, but she got 36-6, and nobody said anything.
Story. Everybody came in here. They screening my face off. They hitting me late. All of that. That's fine. Just get you a little pen and pad, write down these names, and when you're a Hall of Famer, just be like Jordan, be petty. I support all of it. It's all in good competition. Now, I'm a little frustrated because last week when Angel Reese got her neck chopped, and there was no racial outrage then. It was just like, oh, because she's 6'3", 165 pounds. It's like, oh, well, she all right. Angel Reese got neck chopped by an adult.
Yeah. So you will
to the ground. I'm talking about a neck chop.
Yeah, I got it. I kind of lost my thought. But villain origin story. That's where we're villain origin story. You gonna see it. You gonna see it, and she gonna cook y'all. She gonna tell y'all I want all y'all to keep that same energy because it's about to be about 15 years of good basketball. That's what I wanted to say. I don't blame her or the other teams. Y'all, if I'm the other team and I realize that there's only one dog on the team and everybody else some chumps, I'm gonna pick you on you too. Indiana Fever, Aaliyah Boston. You 6'4", ain't you? 6'4", solid, well built, strong. Y'all out there letting your best player, and I guarantee you she cook y'all in practice. So y'all out there getting your best player getting mollywopped, and nobody's doing nothing. Nobody's even going to the other players, the other team. Ain't no standing. At least Angel Reese team went and kind of like was, hey, what's up? Surround her. Aaliyah Boston, if you don't quit grabbing Caitlin Clark and telling her to calm down and all that bullshit, no, go slap the girl. I guarantee you'll win a couple more games when they stop knocking y'all to the ground. Y'all letting her out there get crucified. Y'all better go sign Draymond, Joanna Man, Draymond Man.
Draymond. You know they say put that meme up immediately. Draymond Green to the WNBA. But you're talking about something, but there is another layer in that. If you watch a lot of the tape and you really get into the internet rabbit holes, they don't believe that Caitlin Clark and her teammates get along the greatest. Now, some of that is just getting your ass kicked, but it is they show some clips of her kind of, I guess, talking to the coach about some of the players not doing what they're supposed to or yelling at players. So there's not the same team chemistry, which is very interesting because you bring up the Chicago Sky, and you're right. When Angel Reese got neck chopped, everybody popped up. Like, nah, we're not doing that. And there's a difference there. There's a big difference there. And that's like the video that y'all put in there about Kyler Murray. You might be good, but at a certain point, you have to be. He said he wasn't a leader of men. Caitlin, the best thing you can do you got to figure out how to connect with your teammate. I'm not gonna say that to be a better teammate, because you could very well be being an excellent teammate, but you have to find some common ground. And
I don't. I've been here 2 months. I ain't got to figure out no common ground. I'm the rookie.
Okay.
Y'all got to figure out the common ground. Y'all some suckers.
Okay.
We can say they some suckers.
No, if you don't find no common ground when they body check you again, then I'm like, hey,
Man, y'all not about to up here. Y'all ain't about to haze me, and y'all had the number 1 pick 3 years in a row. Y'all suck. Y'all not gonna come up.
Well,
nah, bruh.
Y'all look like y'all finna had a number 2 pick. I mean, the Mystics are baking the cake to get number 1, but y'all look like y'all gonna get at the end.
If y'all doing that, then y'all some suckers. Somebody should go out there. Y'all gonna have to start laying people out. That's what you're gonna have to do. Every time she get laid out, I'm gonna lay you out.
Laying out a person for somebody who I don't have a connection with.
Right,
That's what I'm telling you.
Well, then y'all gonna take y'all franchise.
Angel Reese and her team are a team, and if it's smoke for one of us, it's smoke for all of us. Caitlin Clark is getting crushed. Nobody moving, and I'm gonna tell you. If nobody moves, when you getting crushed, then there's a problem with that team.
All right, now Indiana Fever, this ain't NBA rules now. It ain't. You can't just be terrible for a long time in the W. They will take your franchise. Y'all go out there and play that if you want to.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
get about 2 more terrible seasons. Y'all gonna be right over there in Memphis. Y'all gonna be in Nashville. Y'all gonna be somewhere else. I'm telling you, y'all better chill out now. Y'all better get it together. Team.
And it's Aaliyah Boston and it's Caitlin Clark. You can't ask for 2 better basketball players.
Got inside out. You got Shaq Kobe.
And y'all need to call that girl who just got cut from the Aces. I hate to tell y'all. I told you, everybody who's not, you need to put all the not availables on one team.
Go get Dennis Rodman's daughter from the soccer field. She like to fight. Get somebody that like to fight.
But you're right. But there also is a point where this team should be looking for an enforcer. If you're going, Steph is not Steph without Draymond. I feel very confident in saying that.
Yeah.
As much shit that Steph gets away with. I love Steph. My grandma thinks that's her other grandchild. But nobody ever put no hands on Steph. Nobody get physical with Steph because you're going to have to deal with Draymond. And Draymond knows that. Oh, that's the money right there. That's the chip.
He done got me 140.
He got me to the Hall of Fame, my boy. What you talking about?
Yeah. Plus the 140. So
Draymond,
you got that, and that's
70. If you talking to Steph wrong, I'll bite you on the face.
And that's a good point. The Fever's attendance last year total was 81,000. In 10 games this year, they're at 8. They've already surpassed that. You need to go get a Draymond, Indiana Fever, because she obviously is the money. They have moved. We did a whole segment of how they moved all of her games to NBA stadiums. All of them. That Chicago Sky Indiana game was the most watched, viewed game, I think, in the league, other than New York, Las Vegas this year. They 2-8.
You have two options. You can either sit down with your team and y'all can figure it out, or you better be Kobe Bryant. Or that's the only other person. Kobe Bryant is the only person who, I don't care if y'all like me or not, I'm finna go out here and I'm unstoppable.
Because I'm gonna let you know, I don't like none of y'all.
I'll take my shoes off y'all feet. That's how y'all cannot play in Kobe's and play like that. But if you're not that, then you better be nice.
Yes, sir.
People don't understand. Sometimes you just got to be nice for your own well-being.
Yeah, man. So this whole Caitlin Clark thing, obviously, we could talk about this for hours, but it's gonna keep going. It's gonna go probably all the way until next year, and at least till she's, I don't know, till they figure it out, or she stands up for herself.
It's a really good place to watch because it's like that point in life where you can't quit, but you got to figure it out. And she's stuck. She's getting manhandled regularly. She got to figure out a way to protect herself.
Yeah, don't
And
become Archie Manning.
I think a lot of it is she's gonna have to ingratiate herself into being more, you're gonna have to take this veil off. Because right now everybody's like, oh, Caitlin Clark, all of this. You're gonna have to find a way to be friendly and be a team player. Because until your team is banging with you, these other teams is gonna destroy you.
Man, trade them. Name anybody other than Aaliyah Boston.
Or you're right, you could do that. At the end of the day, you could go be like, hey, they not take care of me, trade them.
Trade them.
It's a
Get
fair
them
answer.
out of there.
That's a fair answer. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because, like you said, the attendance so far has been more than they had the entire last season. I'm also giving y'all more opportunity to be seen by more people. A lot of people didn't know y'all name last year. And either you get right or hey.
Or get left. Get the hell on. You can get the hell on.
Or hey.
Get the hell on.
You
Aaliyah
play
is the only
Shanghai,
one that's secure here.
You can be in
Y'all can go.
Shanghai. You can play for the Sharks, my boy. You and Stephon Marbury. But either you're gonna protect me or you. I mean, that's a nuclear
Y'all better
option,
figure out your
but it's
niche
surely an
now. You
option.
just need to. What do they say? You just need to figure out what you good. You good at playing defense? Then
Yeah.
you need to play defense. You good at shooting?
Yeah.
You need to shoot. You good at rebounding?
That-
You need to be somebody to smack somebody in the mouth. You need to be. You know who's still in the
Yeah.
league that we ain't seen play in 7, 8, 9 years in the NBA? James Johnson. You know why? Because he knocked people the hell out. He
you
is a
know what?
certified
You-
crazy
and you
person.
know-
Not
and-
crazy.
And
he
you
just
know
beat you
who
up.
he got? Tyrese Halliburton was getting manhandled. And they said, not no more. Not no more. Y'all gonna leave Tyrese alone. Tyrese gonna give me 12 assists and 2 turnovers. Hey, James, don't need to play. Just be on the bench.
He
Enforcement.
played in college with Jeff Teague. He's still in the league. Don't do nothing but the train. That's what they need.
You want to know what his nickname is?
One hit.
Black Belt.
Black belt. Because you're a black belt at everything. Everything. All right, man. Moving on. Hey, look, dog. Asia
Look at my
Wilson,
boo.
at this point, as of 4 days ago, she was on a 5-game streak of 20 points, 10 rebounds. 30 points, 13 was the high. 21 and 13 was the low. She is being pushed as the face of this league.
She's not being pushed. She's pushing y'all.
Yeah.
I watched the interview and she said they did the MVP vote. I didn't win. That's fine.
Cool.
Didn't come in second. Think she said third or fourth.
Fourth.
She
She's
said,
pissed.
oh. She said, oh. I took offense to that. She said, oh, y'all think I'm fourth. Ever since then, I only see my teammates on the floor. And she won back-to-back MVPs, and then you go on a 5-game run like this. That woman, she is a killer.
She's a beast.
Y'all better stop playing with her.
She is separating herself from everyone. She reminds
Y'all better-
me
y'all
of
better go
how
find
dominant
another shoe.
Candace Parker was. Candace Parker is the only player to come into the league and win MVP as a rookie, which I don't know if that feat will ever be duplicated in any sport as a rookie. But
Oh,
Asia
last Friday they
Wilson,
lost to the Dream, but she still had 28 and 9 and 4 blocks.
so it was over with. So, but she has asserted herself as not only the best player in the league, the face of the league. She's everywhere. She's now in all of the commercials. She's in the Nike commercials, the Gatorade commercials, the WNBA commercials, the Spalding commercials, the fashion commercials, State Farm. It's like it took black Twitter and black folks to let you, hey, y'all do realize Caitlyn is good, but y'all been had Asia.
Nah. See that, but that's the thing. That's it. It's tricky because this is like Caitlin Clark drawing the eyes is what's getting Asia seen now. It's like, oh, y'all thought this girl was finna come in here and run away with it, huh? This is my league. It's like everybody got that thing that they believe is theirs, and then somebody else show up and they be like, oh no, it's like your job. If somebody just came to your job casually talking about what they finna do here in your new territory, your new whoa. Hey, You know they pay me because I'm good, right? It's the same thing here. Hey, I know y'all came to see Clayton Clark. I'm the best. And not only am I the best now, I'm one of the best ever. Back-to-back MVPs. And I don't know if y'all look like 3. And if y'all keep playing with
defensive
me,
player, then we'll win another defensive player of the year and another finals MVP and another final.
Yeah, and Darren Waller then made Kelsey Plum. You know she reinvigorated. And he finna retire. Y'all, hey, them aces.
There's a lot of jokes there that I'm gonna leave there.
Shoot out.
Hey, man. But shout out to Asia Wilson, man. We're gonna keep following, doing her thing. Come
Hey,
play
get
for
her
the
a new
dream.
shoe.
Come
Get her
play
a
for the
new shoe.
dream. Come play for the dream. You know you from South Cac, ain't you? She from somewhere over there.
Yeah, I know she's
Yeah,
Columbia.
come on home. Shout out to Alexis Morris, the first woman to sign a shoe deal with AND1, the former LSU guard and national champion. Signs with AND1 and will have her own shoe coming out. She's going to be the first lady of AND1. Her personal mission is to empower women from all demographics, inspire the youth, and continue to break barriers for women in sports and street ball. So shout out to Alex Morris, former WNBA and NCAA champion.
I support all of this. I kind of want Malaysia Full Wiley to be signed to AND1 just because she's such a killer. I know she probably gonna get a Nike deal, but her game is more AND1 fitting. But I'm happy for this. I'm happy for AND1. If you're of a certain age, AND1 means a lot more to you than a lot of other things. I still remember trying to get home after getting the mixtape and see if I could watch it. That AND1 is an iconic brand. Wherever it is now, it will always be iconic. It will always mean a lot to the world of basketball. And yeah, I think there's a space for it to come back.
I hope so. I think.
And one more thing. I know it's more fashion than anything, but I also saw Barbie Reeboks. I really enjoyed that. And as the 90s fashion kind of circles back, yeah, give me AND1, give me Barbie Reeboks, give it all to me.
Yep. So that is our WNBA breakdown. We're gonna get to the NBA now. While we wait, we got some stuff loaded up. We got everything going on. While we wait, we let everything load up. Y'all could always just go practice.
You want to do a brief hiatus and drink break, or are you ready to rock?
No, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's do it then.
I've been working on my game like KD. You know what I mean? In the club, out there, special VIP.
I got my people with me.
Out there in the club with people with him. At the bar, as they pouring the drinks, surrounded by club goers. And he up there pump faking. Now, do you think this part of his game? Because then he started talking.
You know what this is? This is an indica getting really good to you at the worst time.
Took that edible. Took that Eddie.
The Eddie finally frying you. And you're like, damn, I don't care about none of these
That
people.
boy KD shooting in the club. That boy high. He professed. He do that every day.
Yeah.
That boy got that edible.
First of all, y'all see he in DC, fresh cut.
Shooting like Lonzo Ball.
Fresh cut. Go back to the other picture. When was the last time you saw Kevin Durant with a haircut? Minus picture day. Said low fade.
Yeah.
Practicing the
Out there.
jumper.
Yeah, that's the
In
edible.
the summertime.
And we're going to tag it. Katie, you ain't even got to admit it. Just like the post if we right. If we right that you took the edible and the edible hit you while you was in the club, just like the post.
Nah, it's not the edible.
What,
You know him. He's a flower guy for sure. And yeah, lift it right there. Your lights is yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Something vibe he playing, and he like, you know what?
He think he had intros.
And
And
the
now
young ladies at the
from
bar
Texas.
is like, oh, you are. He know he do everything here is master manipulation. It's a master class. You're right. If I'm Kevin Durant, I might be jump shooting in the club. 'Cause, hey, all of these ladies want to see my jump shot later. And I'm gonna show 'em.
So shout out to Kevin Durant, man. In other news, we do want to report your man Alonzo Mourning is cancer free following his stage 3 prostate diagnosis. He underwent surgery to remove his prostate after the diagnosis, and he is now considered 100% cancer free. So shout out to Alonzo Mourning. That always
Basketball legend, man. That's the guy we grew up watching from Georgetown. So happy to hear that.
Woo, part of the Georgetown run of centers.
Yeah,
that was crazy. R.I.P. to John.
That's crazy. That you got Ewing, Mourning, Mutombo.
And you talking about college now? Yeah, but Hasheem to beat Patrick Ewing Jr.
Oh yeah,
you had They had it until about the mid 2000s.
I would have bet the house on the beat, man. I did. Next, man. Sheed and Draymond. That ain't gonna do that. But make me mad.
Before we get to Sheed and Draymond, shout out to real quick something that we could mention quickly. Shout out to Boogie Cousins, man. Always good to see players that still can play. He won Finals MVP and a championship in Taiwan. He had 24 points, 24 rebounds, and he was able to get the MVP. And he was extremely excited for winning this for the Taiwan Leopards. Beer Leopards is what it's called? The Leopards. So shout out to...
No, it's the Taiwan Beer Leopards. You're right. You're exactly right, man. When he first got hurt, before everything happened, I was the person who threw out the hypothetical, man, just come to Atlanta, sit down for a year, 2 years. At that point, we had the time to wait for you. But I'm happy that he did. He has gone somewhere, and at least at the end of the day, to continue to play the game that you love. You can tell, like, he's happy about this. I think it also, for him, kind of lets him know, like, hey, man, end of the day, I got hurt. Whatever happened in the NBA happened in the NBA, but I'm still better than all the rest of y'all now.
Bro, Boogie was hooping in Golden State till he hurt his quad. Dog, when him and Anthony Davis, they were so good in New Orleans.
There you go, right there.
So good.
There you go. That's the reason we've been potted. But hold on. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Tell your grandma about the pod because we love the grandmas and the aunties. But for real, me and Reggie, we almost share one brain. Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins at the 5'4" or the 4'5" or whatever was a tandem that was short-lived, but the league was not ready for it.
If Boogie don't get hurt,
whatever you thinking about Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, set it on fire. Because them two
180-degree opposite.
Chicken, my boy.
All of that soft, get 14 feet of sucker, getting punked, getting out rebounded by a 6'9". Them two.
Boog was going for it. Boog was going for it.
AD wasn't either, low key.
You're right. Boog had put the battery in AD like, nah, let's do it.
Bro, they were nice. They were nice. And
that's a special part of basketball.
They needed one more wing.
Part of.
They needed one wing, and he got hurt. And right before, because he got hurt before, because they were in like second place, and they were going to the playoffs, and he got hurt. And then after that, he tore his Achilles, and then AD forced his way out to LA with LeBron. And
it's certain things that you had to just be there for, in order to really be able to mentally kind of understand. Anthony Hardaway, we tell you now, it's just you just never conceptualized it. Brandon Roy, before he got hurt, you would never conceptualize it. AD and Boogie at the same time, bro. If you ain't see it, you wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Speaking of crazy, your man Sheed has been on the podcast tour. He's been on multiple podcasts, but he's also been on Gilbert Arenas as well as a podcast called he was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast on this one. Rasheed says the 2004 Pistons would have beat the shit out of the 2017 Warriors. The 2017 Warriors included Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry. Sheed says we would have smacked y'all. Y'all was scoring. No, Draymond says we would have smacked y'all. Y'all was scoring 72 points a game. Now, first off, let me go ahead and tell y'all, I commented on this that Sheed got a bad batch of medicinal. That something got in his head to tell him, I understand confidence. There is no way in God's green earth that 2004 Pistons team was going to beat that 2017 Warriors team. Unless you played in 2004 rules. That was the only way that was going to happen.
Okay, so this is actually a very tricky subject. First of all, I want to kind of proceed all of this with Draymond and Sheed's little brother.
Yeah.
Draymond
grew up,
if you remember,
watching them play.
No, he grew up in their locker room.
Yeah.
It's the reason that Draymond has a lot of the attitude is very similar to that Pistons team. So this is once again, this is a conversation amongst friends. Now, depending on the rules that you're playing with, is going to depend on who wins this. I still think the Warriors win this because they have what I believe to be 5 Hall of Famers. I believe the Iguodala gets there, Steph gets there, KD gets there, Klay gets there, Draymond gets there. The Pistons, she's gonna get Billups.
Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer.
Ben Wallace. So you got 2.
I don't think Billups is in the Hall of Fame right now. Is he?
Who?
He might be. I don't think Billups is in the Hall of Fame yet.
No, but I think he gets there. I think that he's at. I mean, Draymond's not. The Warriors not in the Hall of Fame clearly. So, I'm speaking more future facing. But I think that Billups gets there, and once you look at it, I mean, if you are able to play with the rules during the Pistons time, then the Warriors have a tough way to go. All of that laughing and kikiing with Steph and shooting the ball, she's not going for that. Never in a million years. And Draymond gonna have a tough day with she, the toughest of days. But if you play with these rules today and you can't touch nobody, oh, they're gonna score 160 points. It's gonna be like 2K on rookie.
I don't know who guards KD. I don't know who guards KD. So to me, there's 2 players on the Warriors team
now
that's gonna
Tayshaun
score.
Prince, in these days, in these times,
is getting cooked. There's 2 players on the Warriors team, I believe, whose ability can go from through any time period. Steph Curry's shooting would allow him to play anywhere, anytime, any day. Kevin Durant's ability,
body slamming him.
Kevin Durant's ability to be able to score over everybody and handle the ball at 7 feet is going to let him play anywhere.
Yes.
So there's nobody on the Pistons, in my opinion. You would have to put Sheed on KD. That's who you would have to put on KD to stop him. Or Tayshaun. I think KD scoring on Tayshaun, he's too fast for Rasheed Wallace. The kicker is Klay having to guard Chauncey Billups and putting Steph on Rip Hamilton or Lindsey Hunter or whoever. They bringing in Lindsey Hunter versus Andre Iguodala. To me, the Warriors just have too much talent. Now, and the Pistons have the deficiency of Ben Wallace. They win the center because Ben Wallace versus Kevon Looney. You would assume Ben Wallace is going to win that battle, but not by much. I mean, it ain't like they're going to outscore each other.
Nah. You know what? If you really think about it, Ben Wallace and Kevon Looney are a very interesting battle.
Effort versus athleticism and anger.
Because Looney ain't no chump.
Nah. Ben Wallace is Looney with athleticism.
You're right. And Looney's a hell of a Looney's a hell of a rebounder. That's a good one. But you're right, Rush. But I don't know if she. It sounds good to put she on KD. If KD gonna run her, he gonna go.
You have to put Tayshaun.
She drank.
You'd have to put Tayshaun there, and I think KD in 2017. I don't think Tayshaun Prince stopping him. I don't. Not 2017. Maybe 2012.
You're right.
Maybe 2011.
No, you know who get the job? Darvin Ham.
Hey, brother, we love you, Darvin.
What?
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about you, big Darvin. We love you, bro.
But Rip Hamilton and Clay is the matchup you really want to see.
Clay shooting. Rip gonna try to run him to death, but Clay shooting the lights out. Like that.
Rip is two. Rip is two now.
From inside the three. Rip ain't shooting no threes.
I think Rip gets very comfortable shooting the three very fast.
I don't. I know he would have done that. He didn't. He made his living inside the. He's Sean Livingston
because
he made his. He ran around. Sean Livingston posted, but they never took threes. That was his thing. It was always mid range.
I agree with that, but I also understand that was kind of more of the game then. It was way more mid range. But I feel like this is where the money is made.
Oh, so then we playing so you saying playing 2017 era. If you say play 2017 with the shooting the threes, he can get comfortable very fast. Then you gotta play 2017 rules, and they gonna score 160 points. And she gonna foul out. And
the Pistons is never scoring. You're right. All right, you know what? You're right. It was a good conversation. It was fun.
Over with. It was fun to listen to, but
it would be fun. It would be even more fun to watch.
Yep. All right, y'all.
I guess we got to talk about the finals now. Huh? Now that
we talking about the finals, the road to redemption. We don't have a graphic for that one, I don't think, but it is the Dallas Mavericks versus the number one team all year, the Boston Celtics. And what is Kyrie returning back to Boston? And Kristaps, who's supposed to be the heir apparent to Dirk, to pair with the heir apparent to Nash and Luka Doncic, going back to Dallas. This is a very, very interesting matchup. Boston looks like they're going to have the Fantastic Five all together and healthy. But with that being said, we are witnessing one of the greatest playoff runs in history. I don't know if anybody is playing at a level that Luka is playing at right now. I don't think he's leading them in steals. I think he's leading them in points, rebounds, assists, field goals, three-pointers, free throws, and minutes. And I think he's second on the team in steals. This Dallas Mavericks team on the run reminds me of that 2011 Dallas Mavericks team, where you had Dirk go absolutely crazy, Luka. You had Jason Kidd as the sidekick, who played really well and got a bucket when you needed, had everybody in there, Kyrie. And then you had a bunch of really, really good role players that all knew their role. Was it Deshaun Stevenson? Y'all remember him? He was the LeBron stopper, all of that. So you have Dallas right now who's playing out of their mind, going up against the Celtics, and who are also playing out of their mind. Luka right now, Luka and Kyrie offensively, maybe the most talented scoring backcourt of all time. I didn't want to believe it when Van Gundy said it, because he said it like so quickly out of nowhere. But the more you watch them play and they play in tandem back and forth, I don't know, man. These two look unstoppable.
Luka is averaging 28.8 points, 8.8 steals. 8.8 assists, 9.6 rebounds, and 1.6 steals. What do you do with that? You know what you don't do with that, Reggie? You don't fucking trade it.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is 20/20. I think I went back and read some of those articles going up to the draft. if you remember, it was basically I want to go play in Dallas and play with my mentor, Dirk Nowitzki. That was the rhetoric of Luka leading up to that draft, the whole draft. And I don't know if he would have been happy.
I would love to marry Beyonce. She happens to be married to Jay-Z. If you don't get your ass over to Atlanta and figure it out, my boy. Hey, Dirk, you want to come here? We'll help you get to Atlanta before. If that's what you need, Dirk, we'll get him to Atlanta. We got planes, trains, and automobiles.
So Luka, you have Kyrie.
1.6 steals in the playoffs is crazy.
Yeah, man. And he was making. Okay, before we go further into the finals, what do you make of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the leaks of Anthony Edwards getting frustrated and Karl Anthony Towns and all of that stuff? That probably was the worst possible series Karl Anthony Towns could have played, with all the rumors swirling around that team.
This is a team that had never been anywhere ever before. The expectation, like as much as the expectation is about, being good and all the rest of that, experience is a lot. The Celtics have experience. The Mavericks don't have a ton of experience, but that's the reason you have Kyrie. And they talk about how much Kyrie's leadership has been influential and important during this run. As much as, and I'll kind of leak out my prediction here, I want to see the Mavericks understand the Celtics have a ton of adult. Oh,
I forgot you put that up there. But that's why I use
the Celtics just have so many more adults who've been in this situation before. Now, yeah, that Luka, sure, and that's my favorite Hawks jersey. I think my second favorite, might be my favorite now. But this will never sit right in my heart. Never as long as I live. We look like you said, we traded,
we're the Charlotte Hornets.
We took
We're the Charlotte Hornets. We traded Kobe to LA. That's where we are.
Yeah,
now,
you're right.
Do we end up like them and stay terrible forever? I don't know. We're the Charlotte Hornets. You're right about Boston. I will say Boston is notorious for trash talk.
No. Go to the. Well, yeah, do that.
No, Boston is notorious for trash talk.
Hey.
And it seems that you stopped Luka by just not talking to him. They didn't really talk trash to Luka game 5, and they beat him. I have very, very extensive knowledge about this because I'm a Hawks fan, and I watched the Hawks bench and the Hawks faithful on Gucci Road talk trash to LeBron. He proceeded to say, "Remember you said that? That's what I need," and swept us out of the Eastern Conference Finals.
This torch right here is the same thing he did to us. Set us on fire.
And Luka went out there game 7 and scored and
beat us
or assisted on a 21-1 run.
Handedly.
And he hit 20 points in the first quarter. Boston, let me tell y'all right now, with the way Luka plays, the heater he's on, the rules that you can't touch him, he's savvy. He's bigger than just about everybody on the court except for Porzingis and Al Horford. Y'all better be quiet in there. Y'all better serve him some cheese and some crackers and send him a Sam. You know he like beer. Send him some Sam. Keep sending him Sam Adams over and over.
The dude who showed up with a handkerchief because Luka cries too much set him on fire.
He does, but you gotta let him cry. You can't piss him off. You don't want if you see somebody crying, you don't want him to get mad.
That's the reason I really like Luka, because he's like an American basketball player.
He's Reggie Miller. He's Reggie Miller.
He talked that shit, and then he was like, "Oh no, I was talking to Slovenian, bro. We know what you were saying. NBA legend is gonna tell on you every time. But I love that, he's a keep that same energy type of guy. Y'all go out there and talk to him, and y'all talk to him crazy. This is what I hope to see from Caitlin Clark in the future.
It's
y'all
happening.
talk crazy, that's fine.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Y'all talk crazy. I'm gonna cook your ass. I'm gonna make sure that you know that I am who I told you that I am, and he is. And the NBA should be thrilled about it.
You got Kyrie some help. You got Chief Haley over there chilling.
And somebody said something to me, or said something on the internet. They ain't said it to me. It made me think this is going to be the first series where Jason Tatum isn't going to be the best player on the court.
Jason Tatum. A lot of people think Jason Tatum ain't the best player on his team right now.
I've told y'all that for years.
No, it ain't been true for years now. Jaylen Brown couldn't dribble with the left.
I'm Norwood, so I've always had a different opinion. I've always been more interested on having Jaylen Brown on my team than Jason Tatum. Now, as bad as I feel about that Luka situation, there are 3 teams on this graphic that should feel terrible.
So the background of the graphic that the Celtics got the Jaylen Brown for the 3rd pick in 2016 draft, and the 2017 draft, they got Jason Tatum with the 3rd pick. The first pick was made by the 76ers in both years, and the second pick was made by the Lakers in both years, and they passed on Brown and Tatum.
And the 4th pick was made by the Suns. So the Sixers have neither one of those guys on their team anymore. I'm speaking of Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz. Ben Simmons, who we don't know his position. He's got a back impingement.
It's the summer. He had his back is well during the summer. Right out there shooting. Yeah. Release the pictures.
Markelle Fultz is a backup point guard for the Orlando Magic. Brandon Ingram and the Lakers. Brandon Ingram is now the starting small forward for the New Orleans Pelicans. Shout out to LeBron. And Lonzo Ball is rehabbing ankles and knees in Chicago. But then you look at the Suns, who just one pick away ended up with Dragic Bender and Josh Jackson. 2 guys who you don't know where they are.
Josh Jackson became a journeyman as a rookie.
I throw this microphone at you. And you know what?
He was in Memphis.
I love Josh Jackson. I thought Josh Jackson, I like those guys, the Josh Jackson, Tari Eason guys who are kind of rangy, small forwards who you think are going to elevate to the next level, and just we got to see what your offense is. But yeah, that's tough. That is super, super tough. The Celtics hit back to back. You got to give them credit. Now, if you go back and look at that 2016 draft, it sucks. That 2016 is terrible. I think, and then the crazy part is DeJounte was drafted like 29th in that draft. They say half of that draft is just gone.
Yeah. But you made a point earlier. This is the first time that Jason Tatum won't be the best player on the court. Arguably the first time that he's really not viewed as the best player on the Celtics after Jaylen Brown won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I told y'all when we talked about it last week, I said Jason Tatum going for that MVP. The finals. Now, what we might see is Jason Tatum average 30.
Coast in the finals, coast in the conference finals, and then lay everything out on the table.
He may average 30, and if he averages 30, because he's in the contract year, he's got to get that money, and he's trying to get that real money. Yeah, and then you've got to set precedent. It's Luka has dispatched of everybody that has been compared to their space. They beat Oklahoma City, they beat Phoenix. They beat Minnesota. They beat Shai. They beat Ant. They beat KD. They beat all of them. The only other people left in the playoffs that are viewed as the young and upcoming superstars of somebody that's going to take the league by the reins, and is honestly, you're the only one that's really said it. Everybody else has said it about them. You're the only one that said it about you is Jason Tatum and the Celtics. So this is going back. This is part of the checklist or the hit list for Luka. And then you got Chief Hela over there ready to spit. I know he gonna sage and spiritual out that garden. You got Kyrie over there ready.
Rain dance on y'all. And as much as, you know, he wants to be clear-headed, and I've kind of seen him put some things out. Hey, that, you know, the middle fingers from me wasn't probably my best moment. He wants to show y'all that he was right, and y'all should have listened to him. 100%.
Middle finger no
to
more.
Tell y'all, hey, y'all should listen to me. I'm the adult in the room, and y'all didn't. He would love nothing more than to stick it to y'all. Just tell y'all what it is.
And he real pro-black, and you know he don't like Boston for everything.
No, and on top of that, the one thing that I will say, it's a little tricky for me because everybody has tape on everybody.
Is that the name of the episode? Because you've said that like 14 times now. It's a little tricky. It's tricky. It's a little tricky.
Because I think that having intimate knowledge and being a teammate of these two guys, you can think about, you know, how they're going to operate in these type of situations. And I think that's an advantage. Kyrie was your teammate, so he knows how you kind of think about the game. Now, that was years ago, but I think that's a small advantage. But I guess you could say the same thing about Kristaps.
So what's the Celtics' way to win in this one?
For me, number one, you get KP. If he can play, that's a big notch in your belt. Just having a center who can rim protect, because he's solid at that, and still space the floor at the same time. But we saw that Rudy and Cat, that's not a shoe-in. The other part, abuse matchups. I don't know. Who do you think they're gonna put on Tatum? Tatum should be able to beat that person. And Jaylen Brown should be able to beat that person. So it's gonna be
all right, so my Celtics way to win, you got Kristaps at the 5. That immediately nullifies Daniel Gafford. He now is away from the rim because Kristaps likes to shoot. He can shoot from the free throw. He can shoot from the 3. He can shoot the fadeaway. He can do all of that. So that takes Daniel Gafford out of the paint, which is where Daniel Gafford lives. They put Daniel Gafford on Rudy. Daniel Gafford was averaging like 2 blocks a game because he never had to leave. When they took Rudy out and they put Karl Anthony Towns in, they had to take Daniel Gafford out the game. So now you have Kristaps there, and you also have Al Horford, who can step out and hit the 3 too. You then take Daniel Gafford out of the paint, which then leaves the lane wide open for Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and Derek White. Jason Tatum's going to have a very difficult series because he's got to go against Derrick Jones Jr. And what we saw with Derrick Jones Jr. is he is 6'7". He is long arm, long legs. He can jump, and he bothered Ant. He may not have stopped Ant. He's not going to stop Tatum, but he's going to be able to get in the way. And he can guard the 2 and the 3 and the 4. So whoever's going off between those two, they're going to put him there, right?
Well, yeah, but so that's the thing. I would probably put PJ Washington on Tatum, Derrick Jones on Jaylen Brown.
So you have those two. Okay, fine. That's fine. You still have to have Luka and Kyrie. Somebody is going to have to score on Luka or Kyrie. You cannot allow Luka to just kind of float because he's too good at reading passing lanes. He's 6'8", and he knows he's too crafty now. At this point, he's been in the league long enough to hear he's crafty. You're going to have Drew Holiday. You're going to have to go around Luka. Derek White, you're going to have to go around Luka. Derek White, you're going to have to post Kyrie. Drew Holiday, you're going to have to make life difficult for Kyrie on the offensive end. That's how that you're going to have to beat them because really, in this series, Dallas goes from being a team that wasn't viewed as deep as Minnesota to being the deeper team now. They're deeper than Boston.
Yeah, like, to me, Gafford and Kristaps, you got to figure that out. But I'm putting Jason Tatum on Luka Doncic. I'm putting my one on their one. And I know that they're one.
And I know what they're
going
gonna do. Luka about to. Well, then Luka going. If Luka can't beat you, he's gonna flop his way and he's gonna get you out of the game, or he's gonna make you change. If Jason Tatum starts to lock Luka down, you gonna see some flopping and some crying, and that's part of the game. And that's what he gonna do.
I'm putting Jaylen Brown on Kyrie. I'm gonna that's the one. Like
Drew
that's
Holiday.
the big
Drew
advantage
Holiday.
that I had.
Putting Drew Holiday on Kyrie. Or Derek Wright. I'm guarding both of them. I'm guarding both of them with 4 people.
Nope. I'm paying you a ton of money.
To
If
score.
I'm paying you a ton of money, I need you to earn your money.
You also
Jaylen
paying him
Brown,
to score.
Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Luka. They can't guard you on the other end. You got to lock up on defense.
Mm-hmm. We saw what happened when you put
if
Ant on
Derrick
Kyrie.
Jones and PJ Washington beat Derek White and Drew Holiday, then well, hell.
So we'll see. So what's the Mavs' way to win? Luka and Kyrie. Ain't nothing changed. It's them two. They gonna have to play out of this world.
Everybody, like you said, their bench is deeper. Everybody got to play. Keep the scoring high. If the scoring is low, then the Celtics are going to win because they're playing good defense. Once again, I keep saying this. Tim Hardaway Jr. Damn, you the longest tenured person here. You old man River on this team. And this is your chance. You have a limited responsibility. You should be able to come in as a veteran, as an NBA veteran, and come off the bench and give them 20, 25 points as a scorer. If you don't got it,
20,
I'm
25,
gonna tell you.
I would say 15. You're not gonna get that many shots. He's not gonna get that many shots. You got Kyrie and Luka. They both they averaging 30. So if you want him to be the third scorer at 25. That's difficult. To be a third scorer averaging 25 is difficult. That's difficult.
Yeah. But as a veteran, I think that he hasn't stepped up enough for me. But yeah, score a bunch of points, and at the end of the day, when things get rough as they may, Kyrie and Luka move out of the way. Y'all set good screens and rebound.
Yeah, for the Mavericks, it's gonna have to be Josh Green. It's gonna have to be Tim Hardaway Jr. It's gonna have to be those guys that come off the bench
Derek
and
Lively
play really,
back.
really well.
Now, see, Derek Lively insurance policy is a very good insurance policy to have because we know Luke Cornett will fold like
but Al Horford won't. Al Horford is at 6'10", 6'9", he is a beast of do whatever you need me to. You need me to hit a 3,
Yeah.
I do it. You need me to block some shots and rebound, I do it. You need me to lay somebody out, I'll do it. At this point, I expect Al Horford to play out of. He gonna have an outer body moment.
Lively more because he's 7'1" and he's a rookie, but Al Horford is just he's
gonna elbow him in the nuts. I'm telling you, Al Horford is in his 2003 draft.
Yeah.
2003, 2007 draft. So he's at year 16. This it.
He old enough to be Derek Lively dad.
He about to fight and claw and scratch. This is the closest he's ever gonna get to a attainable ring.
Oh man,
this is it. 2022. You played black jersey Steph
in the conversation with the most playoff wins. You're either gonna become
Hall of
Malone, Stockton, Horford, or you're gonna get a chip. That's it.
If he win, and this puts him in. I'm not saying it puts him in the Hall of Fame, but at least he gets the discussion. He played 16 years. He has this, that, and the third. Great role.
He may not get a Hall of Fame, but he'll be double Ring of Honor. He'll be Atlanta Ring of Honor. He'll be Celtics Ring of Honor.
Definitely. So I think Dallas has to play. They gotta play. They gotta use everybody. Derek Lively. They gotta win. They're gonna win the rebound battle. You cannot lose the rebound battle. We saw what happened. We thought Minnesota was gonna win the rebound battle, and they didn't.
But that's the one place that the Celtics are vulnerable. rebounds, specifically offensive rebounds. If Daniel Gafford and now it depends, Chris Stapps, you got to earn your money.
He come out there and hit 3 threes in a row. Daniel Gafford out the game. Now all of a sudden it's Luka versus Jason Tatum. Yeah. And yes, Luka's been rebounding really well, but Jason Tatum has averaged 10 to 12 rebounds in the playoffs.
All right. So rubber meet the road. Who you got?
I want Kyrie to win. I don't want Luka to win. I want Derek Lively to win. Crazy thing, I was born in Dallas.
Yeah, the story about his mom and all of that. I like that a lot. I can't lie.
I do like Jaylen Brown winning because of everything that he's gone through. And now that I know the backstory of why he was picked at 3 and how everybody was called it a bad pick, because he was clearly one of the best in the draft in terms of they were talking about him as number 1. They said he's too smart, basically. Yeah. They hit that rhetoric of we don't know if he's going to be dedicated to basketball. I want to see him win, but I don't like Boston. Like, I don't like nothing about Boston.
And your sister.
Yeah. My sister won with LSU, and she a Cowboys fan. Listen, all that championship talk, that's like you in Florida before Georgia won. It was just, she going to talk regardless. That ain't that bad. You don't want my sister to win. That's what you don't want.
You're right. You are right.
I'm gonna pick Boston.
Pick your team, pick, man.
I'm gonna pick Boston, and I'm gonna pick MVP Jason Tatum.
All right, so we are on opposite ends of this. I am picking the Dallas Mavericks. I'm picking my man Luka Doncic to win it all. I just need that. I really appreciate that, Luka. I would really appreciate if you could do me a solid and win a championship here. That would mean a lot to me. I can't get around supporting the Celtics. I'm already not the biggest Jason Tatum fan. The only thing I really like over there is Jaylen Brown. That's it. So and I'll like to see Al get a chip. I think he deserves it. But outside of that, that's it.
Well, we'll see. The game final start on Thursday. They gave them a full 8 days of rest.
Are we betting something here?
Hell, I'm not betting. No, I'm not. I don't like any team. I don't like a person or a team enough to bet nothing. I don't like the Celtics, and I ain't a fan of Luka. I respect him. He's great. I don't like him as a person. So, no, I'm not betting on that. Nope. Okay. Nope.
But Norwood picked the Mavs and Luka.
Jason Tatum, you're going to have to delete them text messages and throw away that Kobe thing if you come up short in the finals. You're going to have to get all that out of there. They already done made fun of you. They let that go because you done made it back to the finals. You come up short again. You going all that Kobe talk? I got you, Kobe, and all of that stuff. First of all, stop sharing that. Don't nobody need to. You don't need to tell nobody that.
Yeah, no, that's
leave that between you and the spirits. All right, don't do that no more. And don't wear no Lakers stuff. Listen. I am a Georgia Bulldogs fan, and Norwood could be the best person in the world. Ain't no way I'm wearing a Florida wristband as a tribute to nothing. I'll get a Mamba tattoo before I do that. Ain't no way. That's why y'all
he is gonna wear that white Celtics shirt that Kobe wore in the workout. Guaranteed.
Man, all right, man. Y'all gonna like Minnesota posting all them post-game workout vids. Got y'all sent right on home in 5. Y'all better chill out. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the basketball segment. We're gonna take a quick break. And then we're going to come back with our football segment. Got really not a lot to talk about. Sponsorships, contracts. And then we pay our respects to the greatest offensive lineman in the history of the NFL, possibly. Y'all stay tuned. We will be, we'll be
Soon as I pull up, on the soda, you know I'ma pull up on you. And all that we doing is fucking cause I can't stay true. So give me that good love, whenever I pull up. Give me that good love. Shawty, I'm on you, so give me that good love. Every time, please hold me close in these scary times. Don't say you love me and change your mind. I need someone who understands. I'm just a man.
Chopper by the bed, Glizzy by the door. How you think I'm supposed to live when only thing I see is war? Yesterday was on the gram, I seen a baby on the floor. They said they hit him with a bomb, and they killed him with his mom. And I'm used to seeing death, cause I'm from Philly where niggas die. With the blacks, killer blacks, and I can't even tell you why. I know niggas stuck in beef and they can't even tell you how. If you strapped, you go to jail, but if you ain't, you gon' die. And yeah, I cried on the news when I had changed that law. And niggas still talking about me, shit got changed for y'all. I've been famous since 18, I ain't really changed at all. Niggas getting in your head, that shit might change your dog. I changed my drawers, then put on my Glock when I wake up. Crazy part, this shit just made my block really break up. On the motivation I made, niggas get their cake up. Caught niggas with their face down and I made them put their face up. I've been trying to shine since Chris and Eve had them Jacobs. Now it's Rich and Millie when she see me fix her makeup. Flying 12 hours, I be in Ghana when I wake up. Ain't no real niggas believing that line shit they made up. I stand on everything I say, what I'ma stay up. Trying to take my homie out the country cause he cased up. My other brother, life inside the cell, they got him caged up. 18 years in, ain't seen him since, they tryna break us. I'm riding through the trench, 200 shots, they tryna take us. I gotta make it home to Lil Poppy, he got A+. I'm so poppin', they doing propaganda, you better wake up. I'm just how you gonna tell me you love me and change your mind? I'm reading everything, wrote a book about all your lies. I'm peeping everything, see who crooked, that's in the squad. My homie lying to me while he looking me in my eyes and shit. It kinda hurt me, but really was.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 154 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw. Our football segment. We got a few things we're gonna talk about today. College football is going to basically be. The NCAA Rules Committee will discuss a proposal to add corporate sponsorships to fields and jerseys. It would cost at least, SEC schools could rake in at least $1 million from 25-yard line sponsorships and $5 million in jersey patches per patch. That is a lot of money.
35, 45, 55 sold. When they say that they're discussing something, they're trying to discuss how much money they're about to make. Oh, y'all want NIL money? Well, we got to find a way to replace our money. So, yes, go ahead and get ready for it. The NCAA already said that they're about to put, the schools can pay athletes now. It's romper room around there. Let me go ahead and prepare y'all. I said don't do it, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah,
It's
I
done.
mean, so the proposal is for SEC schools. This is a SEC school thing. The proposal, if you approve it, it opens the door for everybody else to do it. But this was brought up by SEC schools. And again,
Absolutely.
back in episode 120 something, we said, hey, the SEC is trying to leave, whether y'all know it or not. They about to go. And every move that they've made has been beneficial to them, and everybody else in the NCAA does it in order to keep the SEC there. But they already done got the Pac-12 out of here. That's a 100-plus-year-old conference. They got gone. Peace out.
The Pac-12 got themselves out of there. But, and see, once again, me and you, we pod so long that our thought process has become almost the same. Because when the Pac-10, 12, Pac-2, Tupac is what they call now, when they opened the door and didn't take Oklahoma and Texas, that was the end. They ended themselves. And ever since then, the SEC has been on a run.
SEC didn't even want them. They was
They
like,
are
nah, we good.
not looking back. And that is a problem. You have given the best college football conference two blue bloods who are pumped full of money.
Yep.
And they're never looking back. They
tied directly into
they-
the economy. They can
they're
never
ready
fail.
to secede from the union.
They can never
Let me
fail.
tell
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how this NIL money works. They just passed the law about schools can directly pay players now, which now makes them basically football clubs. So that's going to be interesting.
And I hate to have to do this, but Netflix and SEC. Who
It's going
says
to take
no?
some getting used to. It's already happening. That's already.
No.
SEC has
I'm
left
saying, if
left
you told me
CBS.
that I could watch every SEC game on Netflix, who would say no?
ESPN and ABC, that's who has the contract right now.
Yeah, but for how much longer?
I believe they do 5-year deals.
And is it worth it for me to leave the deal early? That's the other part. Sometimes you're like, hey, I'll take the loss. Short run. I'll make my money back.
I mean, it'd be, yeah. I mean, worth it is billions of dollars. So if you willing to buy me out of a 4.27, I think they paid $10 billion or whatever it is. You willing to buy that out plus interest?
No.
It is what it is.
I'm telling you, they're not willing to do that because you lose the SEC. That's like what TNT is about to do with the NBA. That'll
CBS
crush
with
you.
college football. I don't know what CBS does here. I still don't figure. I don't know where they're going because they lost the SEC. That was it.
Mayor of Kingstown.
You're streaming. Oh man,
Hell
oh,
yeah,
man.
that's all you can do.
So college football is going to be interesting moving forward. You're going to start seeing. I mean, it's big money, and honestly, college football brings in probably the second most or third most money amongst your semi-professional, professional leagues. I think it's NBA, NFL 1 and 2, 2 and 1, and then college football has to be third. Maybe baseball. But I think I don't know if viewership wise, I think college football brings in more than baseball. So, and ad money wise. So, it'll be fun,
Especially
man.
You start slapping them patches on them jerseys.
And now you got 2 super leagues. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. Moving on, man. We want to pay our respects to Larry Allen, one of, if not the greatest offensive guard in history. We spoke earlier about you just kind of had to be there in the moment to appreciate greatness. Larry Allen came and was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in 1994 to a team that had just come off a three-peat and was instantly the best offensive lineman on the team. Who all offensive linemen went to the NFL to the Hall of Fame, including Russell Maryland.
Yep.
Y'all remember him?
Yeah.
And he was instantly the best one, rookie year, day one. It's not many times that happens. He is credited for benching 700 plus pounds. He held the combine record for benching 225. I think he did it. I think he broke the record. Every time somebody broke the record, he broke it by 1 just to put it back and then would get up and leave. Before working out, he would put 225 on the bench incline and then put giant chain. No, he would put 500-pound bench incline is what DeMarcus Ware said. Like, there were some things that were mythical. He was almost Wilt Chamberlain mythical. If we would have seen Wilt during video was prevalent, we would have seen stuff Larry out. Running down a pick six as a 365-pound offensive lineman.
A monster.
Is crazy. Larry Allen used to go woo woo and let you know sweep is coming left. Student body right is what is, and there's nothing that you could do. Nothing.
Get out of the way. Make a business decision. But it's unfortunate, man. He passed away at the age of 52. He was in Mexico on vacation with his family. Thoughts and prayers are all involved, man. This guy is a true football legend, especially, the Cowboys at that time just that's when they were America's team.
They had a run. Yeah, it was crazy. So RIP to Larry Allen. And some good news, Jets free agent signing. The Jets free agent Jets are signing free agent running back Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen was the one that burst on the scene out of North Carolina A&T with the Chicago Bears. They called him Mighty Mouse, 5'6" guy, return kicks, play running back, was electric. Had last played in 2020, but he was making a comeback and was actually about to get signed 2 years ago. And now his infamous video of him training and popping his Achilles.
Towards they said, yeah. You know, at the end of the day, man, we just give this guy a chance. You know, we're full support of him. And once again, this is a good HBCU product. A guy came in, was a legitimate NFL player. Not, hey, man, I'm
Pro
here
Bowler.
from HBCUs to be the representation. No, I'm good. And to see him stay at it, not quit, yeah, we're in full support of this. And yeah, just give him the ball and see what he can do.
Yeah, man, he's a good change of pace guy from Brees Hall. He shouldn't take as much damage. So we'll see. Other news, the Atlanta Falcons and team owner Arthur Blank recently announced the addition of 4 limited partners to the ownership group, including iconic gymnast Dominique Dawes and powerhouse film producer Will Packer. The move is a significant shift for the NFL. It's now prioritizing diversity, representation, and Dominique Dawes is already known for her gold medal performance in the 1996 Olympics. Are now limited liability owners of the NFL. And the Atlanta.
This is exciting.
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta is really doubling down on black. You know, we got Raheem as a coach now. We went ahead and drafted Michael Penix. He looks like our future quarterback. And I'm excited.
Checkbook.
It's been a while since we've been able to really be excited about the Falcons in a realistic way, really since Matt Ryan left. And it looks like we're doing the things that we should do to put ourselves in a position to be a legitimate team on the field and off the field. And I like where this is going. I'm the excitement for me is strange. Like I don't want to get overexcited, but I like a lot of the moves that they're making right now. They seem to be tapped in on what's going on the field and off the field.
It seems like they're trying to be or keep in touch with the community. Like they are making sure that they are being in touch and represented amongst the entire demographic of Atlanta. Because contrary to the other teams, they can't really leave where they are. That stadium is still relatively new. So they're going to be in the heart of downtown for a long time.
Absolutely.
So,
and I don't think that team, I'm trying to say this without saying this, and I'm just going to say it. The Braves is everybody's team. The Hawks, super weird because it's nobody's team. But the Falcons, majority of their fans are black.
Mm-hmm.
The white fans are Bulldog fans.
Braves fans.
And Braves fans. And Hawks when they're winning. Falcons can be winning, and they still don't care. So I appreciate them having the awareness to understand, hey, man, this is where my bread is buttered.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting moving forward. I'm trying to get that CD Lamb graphic. That one.
And I want to see, like, Will Packer, hey, man, you got all that movie money and you got all the famous movie people. Let's make the Falcons game, I hate to say it, make it what the Hawks game is. That's one of the
Falcons.
better.
Now I will say the Falcons have been rated the number 1 or top 5 game experience.
Fan experience. But I'm talking about the Hawks. They're going to have, like, they do a pretty good job of making sure that the famous Atlanta people are there regularly and seen. I think that will do well for the Falcons. Yeah. I know football's a little bit different, but still.
Trying to find.
You want to talk about Justin Jefferson getting paid? You want to talk about Waddle getting paid or Jennings getting paid? Receivers got paid. Everybody had
Well,
out
yeah,
money
I would like to
except
talk about
for-
Justin Jefferson, but I gotta find the links are wrong for Justin Jefferson, so I gotta find the links. But Jefferson was basically paid 4 years.
Justin Jefferson, yes, highest paid receiver in NFL history. He's the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. And I'm happy for him. And I think that that's what they had to do to keep him there is we're going to pay you an ungodly amount of money. And it's 4 years, $140 million, $110 million of that is guaranteed. That is amazing. $110 million guaranteed as a non-quarterback.
$27.5 million a year. $27.5 million a year for 4 years, fully guaranteed. That can go up to $35 million a year if he reaches all his incentives. I think they had to do this because if I'm not
you drafted
mistaken,
J.J. McCarthy.
Well, that too. But they started Jalen Waddle sign his contract for 3 years, $84 million with 76 guaranteed. That's $25 million, $25.3 million a year. So now you start to see it's not as much as 110, but it's still $25 million a year. So
yes.
$25 million. You still have Jamar Chase, even players like Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings got a 2-year deal, 15.4. That's not bad for a possession receiver that doesn't really get a lot of catches. So
yeah, your third option. You're expected third option. And maybe fourth option with the drafting of Ricky. And I updated that link so you can go back to the CD versus JJ.
So you well
I don't understand
so my point
how Miami keeps paying these people.
Oh, they about to get because they don't pay nobody on defense. They about to get rid of all they got rid of the corners. They getting rid of Chubb is hurt.
They skipped that defense.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Yeah, getting them out of there. That's how they could pay.
But okay, so the Jennings thing is once he got paid that money, and on top of that, Justin Jefferson got that money, it puts a weird situation on Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Both of those guys believe that they should be paid as ones. I think that I think they both deserve to be paid as ones. And right now, you see the rate of a one being somewhere between, on the low side, 20, but 25, $27 million.
Yeah, those links, whatever. Yeah, so it's $25 million.
That link didn't work for you, the one that I just updated?
I don't know which one you updated, and no.
Oh, no. I'm going to throw it in the chat here.
But you had 20. My point is, you had $25 million for Waddle. So you had to get there. Then you still have Jamar Chase, who they're already getting T. Higgins out of there. So you got it. If Jamar got 27, then Justin Jefferson would have wanted 28. So you had to sign before him. CeeDee Lamb is the one that's the graphic I really wanted to pull up because it has
look in the chat.
The impact. It has the impact of Jamar, or it has the impact of CeeDee Lamb has the same impact to Dak Prescott that Justin Jefferson has to Kirk Cousins. They have similar stats. So if they have similar stats, then at that point, you're going to have to pay CD 27, 28, 29 million. So now you're starting to get to the $30 million mark. And the Vikings, along with having to keep J.J. McCarthy, who we ain't talking about it, but we can talk about it. He has been awful. They said he turned the ball over too many times. He got cussed out by the coach in week 1.
Yeah, to me, I've always been like WTF with that situation. If I'm Justin Jefferson, I said, hey, man, trade me immediately. I want out. If you're gonna bring that kid in, if you're gonna lose Kirk Cousins and replace it with JJ McCarthy, then I want out. Now, the reason that I might be a little bit okay with it now is I'm the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So sometimes you have to take your money and shut up. But I don't think that he's going to shut up for more than a season because the money's guaranteed. At the end of the season, if J.J. McCarthy looks like Drake May, he's out of there.
If J.J. McCarthy looks like Drake May, nah, he ain't out of
Yeah.
there.
Not Drake May. Who was Drake May before? Who was the Mac Jones? They are the same person to me.
I don't think so because he's too cheap. You're paying him by paying him this amount of money. You can't go get a Kirk Cousins type deal. You can't go get somebody unless you draft another quarterback.
Shador.
I mean,
but
that ain't bad.
No. I mean, I think you're splitting hairs, honestly, between J.J. McCarthy and Shador. But for me, the bigger issue and the more pressing issue, really, let's be real here, is the Cowboys. You didn't pay Dak. You're going to be over a barrel with Dak, or Dak is going to walk. I keep telling y'all, the New York Giants are going to be interested in Dak Prescott. They're going to be willing to pay him and willing to move away from Daniel Jones. The Cowboys are not going to have an answer. And then Dak will be more than happy to move to New York and make all that money.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to pay CD, and you just
got to pay CD. You got to pay CD. Look at these stats. Justin Jefferson's got $27.5 million. CD in the same amount of time.
You have to pay. You have to pay CD $27 million. But this is Jerry being irresponsible with his players, like he always does. That's how he got robbed for Amari Cooper, even though Amari Cooper was a very good wide receiver, and then somehow went to Cleveland, and they were able to extend his contract, and it's a reasonable contract and all of that. And then on top of that, you're going to lose Dak, or you're going to have to pay Dak $50 million. The Cowboys just irresponsible. And I keep everything that I see, the Cowboys are a team trending in a negative direction. Now,
they're trending in a reset is what they're trending to, because the money isn't there.
And the Giants, I don't know if they can turn the corner, or the Commanders, the Eagles should be. They should feel super.
They like what's his name? They like what's his name with the Commanders? The quarterback they just drafted.
Oh, you're right.
Jefferson? No, not Jefferson.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, they said he could throw the. They said he was the most accurate quarterback they've ever seen throw the ball in the rain.
And I saw him. Yes, I saw him throwing that ball in the rain into a net in a box about this big, and he was. But the camera angle is weird to me. I ain't really like the camera angle, but I was like, okay, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna be okay with it. But he has a lot of pressure on him. But Dallas could blow it. Dallas, I think, probably asset management has already blown it. Not paying Dak and not paying CD and not having a way to viably replace them, you're already behind the 8 ball. You haven't done anything in the offseason. Nothing about this says that the Cowboys are moving in the right direction or moving in really any direction other than down.
We know, to me, it shows that they are going to ride this out, and then they're just going to blow it up. They're going to blow up that whole system when it doesn't work out with Dak. They're going to say, Dak, we gave you this amount of time. They may keep Micah Parsons if he doesn't decide to force his way out. They may keep him. Everybody else, Trayvon Diggs, he'll be back.
You know how much you're going to have to pay me to stay in Dallas if I'm Michael Parsons? If I'm Michael Parsons at that point, I want all the money. Because you're leaving me with nothing. But Michael could get the hell on, man. He's good. He could very well get the hell on. He could get that money somewhere else.
Yeah, he's making 21.5 next year. So it's gonna be
no, he won't. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna renegotiate that contract. He gonna want all the money.
He should. Now, if I'm Dallas, I would probably go get T. Higgins. If y'all gonna do that and you gonna make this the year, T. Higgins is somebody that you need to go pick up. because CD is fast enough to where he doesn't have to be your possession receiver. He's your deep threat. He's your big play. He's your playmaker. You need to go get a possession receiver. That's who I would probably go get, because obviously T. Higgins ain't gonna be in the Bengals. He ain't gonna be there. They're not even talking.
I don't know if the Cowboys have the cap space to pay for him.
I'm talking about, well, I don't know. That's not my team, so I ain't got to figure nothing out.
Hold on, here it is right here. Cowboys among 11 teams to gain significant June 1 cap space. $1.7. 13 million would have hit. I don't know. They need it though. They haven't done anything.
Talk through it. Kind of leaving us with dead air. Talk through it.
No. What I'm saying is they haven't done enough in the offseason to improve. And cutting Michael Gallup will get you $9.5 million. I don't think that's going to be enough to get you to T, though. T probably going to want 15, 16, 17, 18 million dollars. He's a good wide receiver too.
Well, they're going to have to figure something out, but that ain't my team. But all I know is they're going to have to figure something out because they got to pay Jamar Chase. CD going to need to get paid. Falcons. This affects y'all a little bit too now. Because if Kyle Pitts and Drake, Kyle Pitts going to be one to get paid as a wide receiver. He ain't going to be one. He going to get paid like Kelsey. And then Drake London, quietly as kept, is going into year three or four.
Yep,
3.
He is scheduled. Everything that I see, he is the guy slated to be the number 1 breakout player in the NFL this year.
Which means after this year, he's going to start talking about a contract extension too. Because you don't ever want to make it to it. So,
and pay him early. Go ahead. If that is the thing that I've learned from Dallas, pay people as soon as you know that that's your guy. Spend the money, because every hour that you wait, they become exponentially more expensive.
But the problem with that is they tend to come back and try to renegotiate. So you pay them early. And you pay them, and they get to 23, and then they continue being the number 1 wide receiver in the league or the number 1 player at that position. But then the number 2 is up for a contract extension, and then
the thing is, as good as Drake is, and I think he's good, he's not going to be top 5. I mean, he ain't going to be top 7 realistically. The guys at the top are kind of locked. But
I think so.
If you can. He ain't passing Tyreek. He not past Devontae Adams. I mean, I don't know though. He got Kirk. He might.
And the number 2 offensive line. This offensive scheme is tailor made for Kyle Pitts,
for him to flourish,
and Drake London. It's tailor made for him, and Bijan Robinson. That's who this is. This is tailor made for those 3 guys to get their money. So I wouldn't be opposed to him. Becoming Mike Evans and getting 1,000 yards and 75 receptions.
And you're right. And you could pay those guys, and then you still got Michael Penix on a rookie contract, so it's not, it's not the end of the world.
Yep. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of episode 154 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We talked about basketball, talked about football. Go back and listen to the pregame. In order, if we ain't miss anything, take us out.
Man, another fantastic pod. Quick 225. Flourishing with your boy. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Shout out to all the new followers. Number one, especially on the addition of the Negro League stats. More and more black baseball so you get sick of it. And then we got
and we know y'all sick of it, you haters.
Number 2, more black cowboys and cowgirls.
Cheers.
And then, of course, number 3, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin went to, your auntie who meant a lot to you, that homeboy that you don't talk to enough, whoever it is, send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one that you go, boots on the ground, homecoming, step shows, or just to be around your people, Send some money over there. Then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me a degree and Reggie a degree. That's crazy, right? We asking for $18.68 on behalf of the Splashcast for the year that Hampton was founded. Outside of that, you guys have a wonderful and blessed week. Thank you guys for starting your week with us.